We are going to go down this line of would-be heroes or would-be victims so they can tell you who they are representing tonight, but do not get attached. First up is Turk.
Hey, everybody. My name is Turk, or Turk Accented, and I will, of course, be playing Tipper Guthman. I'll get those tongue-tied out of here. Tipper Guthman's your best friend in the world. So, go on and root for me as much as you can, because someone done turned off all them hero points you could want to give to me. So, well, thoughts and prayers, folks. Thoughts and prayers.
I do hate to tell you, friend, but there ain't no such things as heroes and villains in Appalachia. Over to Daniela.
Oh, hello. I'm Daniela everywhere on the internet. Tonight I am playing Layla Blake. I don't know if I should give a little description or not. We'll just go ahead and...
Good.
Yeah, awesome.
Layla, I look forward to seeing you amongst the survivors. Over to LC.
Hi, I'm LC. I'm playing Ophelia Lark, or Lark. It may take me a minute to get acclimated to the setting. It's not like I know anything about Old Gods of Appalachia or anything. I've never listened to a single episode in my whole life. And we'll see how Ophelia does. So, yeah, we're not given descriptions, I guess.
Unfortunately, family, prior sacrifices of time and attention do you no good here tonight. Your life is expendable as anyone else. What a Jim.
Evening, folks. I'm Jim, or Other Doc. I use he/him pronouns, and tonight I am playing an itinerant worker named Levi Burrows Culpepper.
Looking forward to seeing how far Mr. Burrows there is willing to go. And last but not least, over to Nate.
Hi everyone, my name is Nate Bushman, and I will be playing tonight Joel Deshane. Looking forward to a good time, hopefully a long time.
Can promise you one of those two. Not gonna tell you which one. And I, of course, your storyteller, Mandrick. You can find my face here, anywhere you look hard enough. What do you say, family, that we get this story started?
I just was no's an option.
No is always an option.
Oh, hell, sorry anyway.
All right. Let's start from the beginning, as you do. Lovely town of Sonega, Virginia. A quintessential coal mining town. Sonega's tucked all the way right into the westernmost corner of Virginia, right next to the Stone Gap, which lets you pass right through to the mountains of Kentucky. Nestled in a hollow between the hills and the woods, this town's got all the necessities provided by the Crimson Coal and Coke Company, including 1- and 2-story houses all in rows, and commissary, a schoolhouse, a well-equipped hospital, and a Stunega Roman Catholic church, as well as a rather large cemetery. For a coal mining town, it's got quite a lot to boast about. But one thing rises above all the others: its 2-story community center and theater. One that not only shows the latest movie releases, but also hosts live performances. Here is where everything good happens in this little town. Dances, community theater, pie eating contests, first kisses, spinning circles, and just about everything else you could think of. For the most part, Sonega's a safe little town, or as safe a town as that can be built on the broke-back spine of the coal mine land, Of course, it's got its usual fights, hardships, mining injuries, and deaths. For the most part, people here watch out for each other and do their best to take good care. As we stare up at this community center, you can already start to hear the music coming from every door and window. You can hear the soft chatter of conversations in the distance. Let's just go right down the line, same order we did intros. Mr. Tipper.
Oh, Mr. Tipper was my father.
My apologies.
Call me Mr. Guffman. Or Tipper. Tipper's just fine. Or just T if you're sick of the rest of me.
What would you like to do as you were staring up at this community center?
Well, my community, my constituency, my fellow folks, they're having a grand old time, or?
Oh, of course. I mean, not as grand of a time as they'd be having if you were up there.
Well, you're absolutely correct, and when you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, well, I don't want to see you. So, of course, Tipper Guffman is working out there and walking his way up to the community center, of course, trying his best to be seen and see others, stopping, of course, probably on the steps to talk to someone he's pegged as a potential leader of a union he wants to set up. You know, just a little something, rope-a-dope action for the common man on the political stage ground that is, capitalism.
Of course.
So he'll be chewing someone's ear off, but in a fine way, way that people like, a little nibble.
I hope you all have your music up. As the music continues to get louder, the closer you get, the more the stomping boots on freshly cut wood echoes out. Layla, you see old Tipper there. Probably met him once or twice since you got to town. What would you like to do?
I'm sticking close to Lark's side. She's the more social one of the two of us, so I'm looking apprehensive at the crowd. I'm not really close to anyone in town. Yeah, I've seen the Tipper a couple times, but I'm not really quite in the mood for talking. Maybe a dance or two, but I'm sticking close to Lark's side for now.
Well, Lark, or Ophelia, for those that you may be trying to flee from. What would you like to do? As Layla's attached to your arm, babe to the mother.
I had to unmute. I'm so sorry. Well, if she's not gonna dance, then I'm gonna dance with her.
You are making your way in, right past Tipper, in the midst of a very heated conversation about unions and about rights.
Now, I tell you, we can't just simply let... Now, I understand that Crimson C&C is quite good to you, but have to consider they could be better. I'll push on his chest and look back. Oh, excuse me. Forgive the stench. There's some ladies making their way up here, and they have chosen some aromas.
Did you hear him?
Oh, sorry, your ears don't work? It's
No,
gonna be
she
real-
heard
they're-
you.
Something you want to say?
They're playing music in there. You might want to get whatever's in your ears unplugged.
Well, I heard you loud and clear, and it sounded like you had something you wanted to say.
Oh no, not to you. At least not to your face. If you could turn around, I could start talking again. You all, I'm just pulling your hairs and your chains. Oh, don't worry about me. You look lovely, ladies. You head on in there.
That guy thinks he's quite a charmer, doesn't he?
Oh, no, I don't. I know it.
Well, see, I'm used to seeing charmers with two ladies around their arms, and I don't see you with any.
Oh, all the luck here. No one to hold me down. Lots of opportunities.
At that, you'd hear someone kind of quickly come up in between the two of you. Layla and it was Lark, correct?
Correct.
Individuals you've met, you've seen around town since you've been here. A woman by the name of Aurelia Norman. Individual that most of the people here consider part animal. She spends so much time with the animals, out in nature. Really isn't usually wearing much more than a flannel and pants, and sometimes not even that. But tonight, she seems a little dressed up. Kind of hooks both of you by the arm. I don't know about you, Mr. Tipper, but it looks like I do have two lovely ladies on my arm, and we are gonna go enjoy this night.
Again, why is everyone calling me Mr. Tipper? It's Mr. Guthman, and you call that when I come to ask on you later.
I'll call you that when you earned it. But she will lead the two of you inside. I think that brings us down to Burrows.
Well, Burroughs is going to be hanging out with any of his minor friends that might be around. He's been helping in town, helping them out a bit, and just so if they are drinking, he is there, not drinking a lot, but maybe a little.
Naturally. You see, folk after folk coming on in. You see Layla and Lark and Aurelia pass through the door, heading over the dance floor to mingling and dancing. You also hear a very familiar voice behind you. Miss Odessa. Most people just consider her the granny around here. The sweetheart to any and all that are willing to put in a hard day's work in this town. Fun night, isn't it?
Yeah. Most fine, Miss Odessa, most fine. Ain't seen a shindig like this in some time.
Well earned, I do tell you. These folk here got it hard. It was a night of fun.
Yeah. Well, I will say. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, lots of folks around. Different towns, different places. They do similarly have it hard, but few places like this are able to find their, set their grid in and actually have take a night off and celebrate, like you folks can as well. And I love that about you.
When I say everyone, I do mean everyone. And that last little bit is punctuated by, some finger pokes into your shoulder.
Ah,
Don't
well
let me
then.
catch you
Ah,
working
well
all
then.
night.
Well, I suppose what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
As
Well
they
then.
say.
Miss Odessa, may I have this dance?
Oh, you want to dance with an old bag like me? There's plenty of pretty young things out there. You go. Spill your oats.
Ah,
Andy.
he just yeah. Burroughs just sort of shrugs and chuckles a bit, and he's like, "Well, I guess I'm biding my time, but when it comes to that, yeah, offers open should you care to."
I just might take you up on that. And she'll smile and turn and start greeting other dancers. And last but not least, I think that brings us to Joel.
Walking into the center, and no real direction other than, well, this is where everyone else is. It's where I should be.
Is there anyone that particularly catches your eye as you step in?
Noticing Aurelia walk in with two wonderful people, arm in arm, because they're the main person I would know in this area, and just probably a good smile, just like, good, they're having fun tonight. They deserve to have a good time.
He would smile widely back at you. But back to Tipper. Standing outside, you hear the music come to an end, and a pair of individuals kind of come marching up the step towards you. James Cormy and Dayon Beatty. You know that the two work here in the mines and have heard about your offer and seem to be very curious. Now, don't go throwing our names out there that we're looking into this union business, but I mean, if we were, maybe we should sit down, have a drink, get to know each other better.
I'm not implying anyone knows anything about anything. Frankly, I don't know anything of all. You saw just the way I am. I ain't got two thoughts to string together. They just kind of through my head. But if you would like to have a drink, well, I'm certain there's a certain function after the function. You know what I'm catching?
Of course. And
Yeah, good.
with some
Good
loud
to hear it's
music,
fire.
there's some corners of this here community center that your voice can just get lost in.
That is, well, whisper of the devil if I ever heard it, but a good devil to have on your shoulder from the sounds of it. So, the lack of sounds of it, that's a better line. I'll use that next time. I will see you in there. You gentlemen will have a good time now, and I do kind of hurry him off.
All right.
I stop and just, I take out a small little list, and I'm just kind of going over some names and taking down notes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you stepping inside?
Eventually, I think immediately in the moment, he's just like catching the cool air and not letting anyone see that he has his little private little journal where he's keeping down some notes on folks. You know, and but he'll head in.
Okay. As we're all standing there, waiting, you see
wait on me.
P. Thomas stand up at the center stage. Band behind her, long black braid of hair flowing down her back. Her voice, even the angels are jealous of. Looks around. I do believe that this is the best crowd that I ever could have sung for. You all are family to me. Love you all, and I do hope that you enjoy this little performance we put together. As Leany is back in action after a very, very unfortunate mishap with the fiddle, recently repaired and ready for action. And Leany Reeves, leader of the band, comes strolling out into the stage to just a chorus of applause. A young woman that is known to have the fastest hands and the sassiest tunes this side of the West Virginia line. As she is taking a seat and getting ready, is there anything that any of you would like to do? Other than stare intently, waiting for whatever masterpiece is about to hit your ears.
I want to go have a nice time dancing.
Of course.
I'll loop my arm into Lark's and prepare myself for a dance with her.
Absolutely.
I'll actually approach Aurelia about a dance.
as she would look at the two of you. You don't mind just sparing one dance with this lonely little gentleman here.
Of course, no problem.
Not at all.
Keep yourselves safe from that scoundrel outside.
Oh, we will.
He's no threat to us.
With that, old Leanie starts to play. A beautiful melody. And you can see that she has been aching to get back to playing. Having her fiddle out of commission for so long. She is smiling, eyes closed, just letting the music flow from her. Barely even focusing on the technique, although it is flawless. The music fills all of your ears. Everyone begins to dance. They dance, and they dance almost trance-like. I need all of you to make the very first rolls of the game. I need some intelligence defense rolls, because in the cipher system, I don't roll anything.
My name's Hoop, and I lie every time I say that.
If I
Yeah.
roll intellect, will it automatically just deduct the edge from it?
So the edge only matters if you are spending
Yeah.
effort.
Right.
Oh boy, alright.
Layla beating a difficulty of 6. Lark
Said
beating a
intellect, right?
difficulty of 6. Tipper being a difficulty of 4. Roll with a 2 beating a difficulty of nothing. I should tell you that this is a level 4 difficulty, which means that you are trying to hit a 12. I should have told you beforehand so that you could have said that you wanted to spend effort, but Joel, that wouldn't have helped you.
Oh no.
I got a 20.
No need to rub
Oh,
it
you
in
did.
first.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, we're just missing one then.
No, I think we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're good. 2 19s, a 20, a 14, and a 2.
Someone's rolling to DM.
That's how
What?
everyone's rolls.
You see everyone's rolls? Oh, never mind.
Oh,
I saw
Rolls.
everyone's rolls.
Guess Tipper's
Must be a
little
skill
blind.
issue, I guess.
Literally.
I hear
Esau
Tipper
here.
dipped into the good stuff just a little too early. But for most of you, the music simply hits, washes over you, and you're fine. Feel a little queasy on the inside, but otherwise looking around to see that you are the lucky ones. Everyone except for Joel, of course. Joel, would you roll a d6 for me?
I want to do it in Foundry, or just do you mind if I roll it by hand?
Yeah, fuck Foundry.
A 2. As you are
That's not true.
dancing, looking down, you notice that the skin on the back of your hands is starting to go wrinkly. And the skin on your arms. You can feel the skin on your face. All over, you are rapidly aging. And looking around the room, you see that her voice starting to grow cracked and strained as her long black hair starts to turn white at the temples, creeping down the beautiful black hair. Relia in front of you is trying to act as though nothing is happening, but her hands start shaking badly, to the point where she has to hide them in her pockets, looking at you with a very troubled smile, staring around as if for a moment she's even confused where she is. Tipper, as you are having a conversation with Gaines, you see that there's a moment where it seems to be difficult for him to even form words. His face kind of winces in pain and his hair starts to go salt and pepper. Dayon starts blinking and starts squinting as if suddenly you were blurry for some reason. Miss Odessa, however, seems mostly immune to the effects. Hair's already going gray, strength already failing. Looks around between each of you. Just a hair. What would you all like to do?
Out of all the names you listed, Hoop, were any of them not affected? There were a lot of names you just said, and I'm not sure.
Granny's not affected.
Granny's not affected. Miss
Miss
Odessa.
Odessa.
Granny Odessa.
Lena,
Uh,
sitting up with the fiddle, seems to be entering almost a frenzy, playing more and more fervently.
Does it look like she can't stop?
It's entirely possible.
I'd like to
I'm
do
gonna-
something really quick if I could. Just from the back, just shout, Lena, could you put it down a little bit? You're distressing some of the folk in here. And I would like to use fast talk.
Oh, it's fast talk you.
So, fast talk. If an intelligent creature who can understand you and isn't hostile, you can convince that creature to take one reasonable action in the next round. A reasonable action must be agreed upon by the GM. It should not put the creature or its allies in obvious danger or be wildly out of character.
Absolutely. Her eyes finally open, as if getting out of some kind of trance, and he looks at the crowd, looks at you, hands still violently sawing on that fiddle, as confusion just washes over her face.
Still playing.
Still playing. That confusion is rapidly turning into fear.
But just anytime you're ready, just stop sawing on that. That'd be great. It's you know, we should probably step outside. Why don't you both get yourselves out there if you can?
They are looking down at their hands, still squinting at you. Don't even know if they heard a word you just said.
Hoop. Oh, wait, I think Danny
How-
wants to say something.
How far is the fiddler from me?
Close, within 10 feet.
Can I reach out and use draw to pull the fiddle out of the hands?
It does cost you 2 from your intelligence pool.
Is there?
One
Because
from
of my
intelligence
edge.
pool.
Is there like a rule where I can like help?
You want to assist?
I also have draw, so is there like a way that I can also do this to, or actually, our PC connection, doesn't it assist you with using your abilities?
Mine?
No, mine for you.
Yours, okay.
No, for you. Like I have a bond with you that assists you in using your. I don't
just
remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was. I didn't write yours down.
Okay. Let me hold on.
But I will
Just-
say
just
for
trust us, you
flavor,
have the
I'd like to be like tightly linking Lark's arm as I do this, kind of like drawing my strength from her as well.
Due to some quirk of magic, you can occasionally and accidentally share your powers with them, which gives them an asset on any task they attempt using their abilities.
There you go. So you will gain an asset, which means that you are dropping this difficulty by 1. Let me
Great.
get you the actual level of this challenge, because it is going to be a might challenge. You are trying to rip this out of her hands.
That's right. Okay.
Being as that Cypher is a very intuitive system, and what are you? The enemy character sheets are very, very simple. Leany is level 2, but counts as level 4 while playing that fiddle. So this is going to be a level 4 challenge, which means that you need to hit a 12 or higher. You are being assisted with an asset, which means that drops down to 3. So you were trying to hit a 9 or higher, unless you want to spend some effort.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll go ahead. Yeah.
So D20, you want a 9 or higher.
8.
That is an 8.
No! We have a hero point. No, you took him away.
No, we don't have hero
I took him
points.
away.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Hoop? Why do you hate us?
You took away Philip points too.
Hey,
You
real
reach out, grab onto that fill, and start trying to pull. And she's trying to let go. She's trying to give it to you, but physically cannot stop. Layla, I need you to make another intelligence
Oh.
save, please. Or intelligence
I?
defense. Intellect defense, that's what it's called. No problem.
15.
That music hits you again, but you shrug it off. Burrows, Joel, anything the two of you would like to do?
Yeah. I think that the only thing that Burroughs is going to be able to think to do, and maybe he'll have the presence of mind if there's like a sash or a tablecloth or anything that's really nearby. He might grab it, but if there's nothing, he's just going to run. He's going to try to run up to Reenie and get the violin out of her hands.
Yeah. Same thing. You were looking at a might challenge. It's a level 4, so that'll be difficulty 12 unless you got some things you can apply to it.
Let me look at my things just in case. If I spend a point, I might. So I've got an age of 1, which I think if I recall how this works correctly, we'll take 1 point off this, but I still have to spend a might point. Use muscles 3, of iron. Yeah.
But because you have 1
right.
edge, it only costs you 2 from your might pool.
Yeah. So it costs 2 might points for this.
And if you have any skills that you could apply, if you're trained in anything, that can ease it by 1 more as well.
Running.
Absolutely. So that'll ease it from a 4 down to a 3, down to a 2, so you need to roll 6 or higher.
Give it a shot. Let me see. Do I roll this off of my
that
sheet?
Right there is the entirety of the Cypher system mechanics.
Yeah.
Bargain with me.
Okay. I'll roll this one.
A 16. Absolutely. Blew it out of the water. Run up, grab that fiddle. Music immediately cuts as it is just ripped from her hands. And Lini can only just sit there and just stare at you and stare at that fiddle. Although everyone whose hair went gray, whose hands wrinkled, whose vision blurred, that all stays.
You all right, Miss Reenie?
No. No, I'm not all right. What is... Did I do that? I'm so sorry, y'all.
Well,
I didn't know.
Well, man, I don't know what... Well, miss, I don't know what happened. We're going to have to figure it out. And I'm just going to... He says, but I could see your distress, I could see your distress, and I could tell that is not something you had control over.
No, of course not. What? It's just like sitting there, and her hands are just shaking.
Like wrap the violin in any sort of like either a tablecloth or a napkin, big or something I can just so that it's
just
it's
grab
not like
a tablecloth.
set it, yeah, just so that I don't have to too long. I'm like, no, I know that I know, names. I know that I know at least Layla a little bit, and so I'm going to kind of sort of slowly, just with this thing, I'm going to head over to Layla. I'm like,
yeah, can I be taking that off your hands?
I would very much appreciate it, ma'am. You
Reach out and take it. It's still wrapped.
Yep.
No, you got some idea what?
Can I identify a magic item
You can certainly try.
or try to? I just make a roll.
I can tell you that it is going to be a difficulty 4, which means that you would need to roll a 12 unless you want to apply anything to it. But you got an 18.
Rolled an 18.
Got to get all my good rolls out now because sure won't be there November 13th. So
It's just a fiddle. It's a real nice fiddle. It is clearly radiating some kind of magic, but it does seem to be coming from the fiddle, not from Leanie. And as long as it's not playing, you would know without a shadow of a doubt that it is not even dangerous.
interesting.
How's Leanie doing in all
Shaking violently,
this?
terrified.
I walk up on the stage and, hey there, Leanie. That was mighty frightful, if I do say so myself, and look out over the crowd. And well, yeah, you sparked a few years into everyone else, I think. And it's going bad for the old tickers.
I didn't do anything. No,
You didn't do anything. I could see it in your eyes. I know a good soul when I see one, and I appreciate that about you. Now, it seems to me, by the looks of those folks fussing and gussing over on that violin there, much less effectively than you did, of course. Well, it seems like that was the problem. So, you mind telling a secret between two friends and let me know where you got that old thing?
well, it's been in the family for as long as I've been alive. It was my
You've been
pa's.
playing it for a while. I knew I recognized it, but,
Yeah,
well,
since I was
yeah,
just a little girl.
Sure as shoot, don't remember it doing that before.
I mean, I had it fixed up just the other day, but
Had it fixed. Now, that, I assume that's, well, gosh, what do they call that particular profession? Fixing stringed instruments.
Luthier.
Luthier, that's right. Closest thing you can get to Luther without actually having to go to church. All right. And I take that brief exclamation of a gasp as actually in character. I'm holding on to that. Anyway, well, you know that Luthier is still in town?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him since he fixed it up.
You got a name? I'm good with names.
Bales, I think was his last name.
Bales.
Bales.
He's not related to any hay, is he?
I don't
We're
know.
all taking psychic damage here.
Oh, that's just a little hemming and hawing I gotta do here because you're doing so good hemming and hawing up on here on stage. Yeah. Point being, I'm gonna have a word with this Bales. You, and I think everyone, I speak to the group, get themselves a good night's rest. Yeah, folks? Or maybe a little sit down. Calm the hearts.
The few people who are in any state to listen to you would nod. Yeah, some are sitting down, some just kind of start meandering towards the door.
I think now more than ever we gotta look after our neighbors, folks. Why don't we work on that all together here today?
Is your show gonna conclude anytime soon, Mr. Tipper?
It's Mr. Guthman, thank you very much, but you can call me Tipper as much as you like, just don't call me late or too early. But no show. Concern for the community. Now,
Sure.
Everyone except for Miss Odessa has started to wander out, who just stands there and just stares at you all.
I'm gonna be able. I'm gonna start walking over to Joel.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask a question. Hoop, how
Yeah.
many years older do I look? Because in my mind, Joel was around like mid-30s.
Probably early 50s.
Oh my
I
god.
was thinking that as well. I figured you were going to say that. Yep, okay.
This game took 20 years off your life. So stressful.
I mean,
I get it.
Just like the
Yeah,
Lost
stress is a
Caravan
killer.
did for me.
If only. You think you can get to work a little faster?
Excuse me, all you young folk. Got a minute? I'd love to speak with you. Well, not so young for some of us, I guess. Sorry about that.
We have a moment, yes.
I hate to admit this, but I've seen this before.
And what caused it?
Nothing good, I promise you. You're gonna
Luthier.
find that Luthier.
Can track him down. I have some questions for him myself.
Sorry, what'd you say, Turk? I cut you off.
I just cut in with Luthier because it sounds sinister. Truly, repairing stringed instruments.
I'm so sorry, but I just don't have the strength to undo this like I used to. Hands aren't quite the healing instruments they used to be.
Granny, you go get yourself some rest, and we'll see to what needs to be done with this Luthier.
She will reach down into her boot and pull out a ceramic knife.
Well, I
Just-
didn't mean anything, I promise.
Carefully step towards, probably towards Joel. I imagine just the way things kind of shook out, I think you'd probably be the furthest back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This has kept me safe for more than once. You keep it close to you.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure. I ain't got no use for it no more anyways.
I tilt my head as if sort of like bowing, like thank you, and just gently grab hold of it and just inspect it.
You have an artifact in your hands. Level 5, Miss Odessa's ceramic knife. It inflicts
Oh.
+3 damage against magical entities.
Hmm. We'll
Every
need
time you
it.
make an attack, you roll a 1d10. On a 1, you get what comes due.
Boundary, don't mess me up.
Oh,
No.
it hurt
Mm.
it. It hurt it.
It
Now
hurt.
knows.
Yeah.
It knows-
Oh, it does this to me
smells your
all the
fear.
time.
It's always
Oh, it does
listening.
know my fear.
With that,
I find a way to sheathe the knife, I guess. If I have a way to. Didn't even think that far ahead with the character.
Just put it in your boot like she did.
Yeah, I put it in my boot. Yeah, I put it in my boot, but it's like it takes longer than it should because 20 years just aged me like crazy.
Your back's got the ache that nothing can cure.
It's true.
Oh. So true.
But yeah, as Miss Odessa hobbles on out, just the 5 of you and Leanie left.
I'll look over at Joel. Jeremiah, you feeling okay?
I just kind of look at my hands and my arms as they've literally aged before me. It's like, no. No. To be honest, that ain't right. Yeah.
Are you still able to move? Are you still able to do anything?
Might take a little bit more, but yeah, I should be fine.
You're fine to travel with us, right?
If you'll let me, by all means, I would love to help out.
We still need strong arms, I imagine. Think of how much work it takes to warp wood into a stringed instrument. This Luthier's going to be tough business, I can tell. And there's plenty of strength to go around from the looks of this group. So why don't we do our best angry mob impression and go and see where this Bales is staying.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
Oh, short of pitchforks? Ah, well, we'll make do on the way over.
Yeah.
So,
When you say that, by the way, I have 2 handguns and a rifle on my back.
Yeehaw, rodeo.
Yeah, cowboy.
and no one questions that here.
No,
No
one
no, they
questions
sure
it.
don't.
What would you all
No
like
one
to do?
question now.
Well, what's the boarding house situation here in this here town? Hotels, boarding houses, bordellos.
There's a boarding house, Gilman's boarding house, a small building kind of on the northern edge of town. A lot of miners go to stay.
Well, I'm not looking where miners go. I mean, I am usually, but for my work. But I think where would someone visiting stay?
Boarding house is usually a good call.
Same. All right. Well, I'll start making my way towards that their boarding house. Mindful the others are following me.
I don't see a reason why not.
Reluctantly
I'm tugging Layla along with me.
Yeah.
Everyone following behind as Tipper seems to have a nose for this kind of thing and takes off. With the fading light, you'd all see Gilman's boarding house, bathed in the evening sun. A place that has a reputation for its no-nonsense rules and excellent meals. Some folks say that any miners who stay here end up working twice as hard, for twice as long, getting half as tired. Probably just rumor. You know that this place, especially those of you that have been in town for a while, would know that this place is run by a pair, Ruth Gilman and Biddy Connor. Ruth being the cook, Biddy being the face, and the muscle. As we step up to the building, who's going in and what would you like to do?
On me, of course.
Stepping through the door. Everyone following behind?
Being trailed by Lark, yeah. Or being pulled by Lark.
You'd see about half a dozen boarders, all very much respecting the owners of this establishment. With a "Thank you, ma'am," and a "Yes, ma'am," as they are given their meals for the evening or heading off to bed. But you see Ruth, a tiny woman with a big dress and a bigger presence, has an uncanny ability to suss out what people need and when they need it. And her partner, Biddy. Of course, a nickname that she has earned from her size. For as small as Ruth is, Biddy's as large. Tall, broad shoulders, ain't nothing Biddy about her. She does all the repairs, keeps the boarders in line, and sees to it that someone's always taking care of Ruth, while Ruth takes care of everyone else. Speaking of,
Well,
Ruth looks over, gives you a smile. Hello there.
Miss Gilman, you are, as usual, a sight for the sorest eyes in the world. Now, I have, unfortunately, a question to entreat upon your evening, and if you would be so kind to answer, we'd be in out of your hair like, well, wind through a wind catcher.
Was happy to help. You all look like you could sure use it. What can I do for you?
You got a boarder by the name of Bales?
Bales.
Luthier by trade.
Hey, Biddy. I'm pulling up that guest book for me. You see just the enormous frame just come climbing down the ladder. Stretch out. Yeah, I can do that for you. Looks over to all of you. None of you are causing any trouble for my Ruth, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I have nightmares about it, but I wouldn't dream of it.
It's the right answer. That's why I like you, Tipper.
Oh, that's why I like you. You're very direct.
Pulls out the book, sets it on the table, starts flipping through. What was that name again?
Bales, like,
Bales.
by the way of hay and barley.
Bales. Pollard Bales. Second floor, third door on the left. Haven't been here in 2-3 days.
Haven't been here. Well, ain't that struck a luck.
Raiders, Eldris Osiris Games, thank you so much for the raid. We heckin' love you so much. Shout out.
Hadn't been here 2-3 days. Well, that sounds like a runoff if I ever heard one.
I guess. Room's been locked up though. Didn't see him come and get his things.
Don't you suppose you got a spare key, just can't check on his effects?
He's currently got the key on him. But if you happen to go up there and knock on the door and maybe find out no one's there and maybe are concerned for his well-being, maybe we could do something.
You know what? I think that is an excellent idea we should all follow through on. I turn to the group. Now, I, for one, am very concerned with Mr. Bales.
Sure you are.
I second that. I mean, any person goes missing around here, it's no good for anyone.
Got 2 votes. Do we get a third for a quorum?
I'm concerned as well.
Oh, a majority. Gentlemen, would you like to join? It's never too late.
I just tilt my head, sit with a yes.
Fantastic.
Yep, the man has unleashed evils, and we must make sure that all is well.
Evils. Well, that's a strong word to use at this stage of the game. Why don't we,
Ruth,
going
comes
up
up
there.
to you, like a good 2 feet shorter than you, Burrows. Just gives you a stern. Evils means something that we invent in a place like this. I'm sure you just misspoke.
Let's, yes. I'm sure you did, didn't you, Burrows?
All 4 foot nothing, just glaring up at you.
Well, ma'am. Well, miss. I reckon that given the events of tonight, that there have been that we are concerned that as he slowly it's turning for a second, as he's like that that your tenant has fallen perhaps to evil, so we should check on him.
Get on up there. Don't worry, everyone. There's no evils here, other than the drink, and hell, half you were half plastered at the time, anyways. Because you're all kind of ushered.
Takes the tension
stairs.
off.
Biddy does look at you, Joel. Just gives you a nod.
I give Biddy a nod without saying anything as well.
Vermin ain't come back. Appreciate you.
Likewise.
5 of you left to traverse the stairs up to the 2nd floor.
I think, just as we're heading up, I am just going to briefly try to catch up to Tipper and just sort of and just be like, hey, TG, was that right? Ain't that what we're doing?
Well, it's what we're doing, but it's not what we're doing. You understand? It's like,
I do not.
Oh, what's that word? You're not supposed to do it, but we'll do it anyway. When you're telling someone something that's not true.
Lie.
Oh, it's your words, not mine. Anyway.
Call it a good bluff, I guess.
He
Ooh,
sort of
I
shakes
never
his
bluff
head.
either.
Like, yeah,
No.
I understood.
Was it?
Yeah,
Uh,
gotta keep it under the
while
rug.
going up the stairs, by the way, it takes me a little bit longer.
Just
Just get-
How are those knees?
I turn around again.
Ain't what they used to be.
Jeremiah, you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Just give me a few more seconds.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, though.
As we climb the stairs, I want to kind of put my hand on Burrow's shoulder and be like, perhaps evil's not the best way to describe things around here. It's a bit more of a fluid dealing that we have, and evil tends to just, act like a fox in a chicken coop, if you will. Stir it all up.
Oh, so not so much evil as political.
Depends on who you ask and who you're talking to.
Yeah, there's places I visit that them two are the same thing, but whatever.
Well, reaching the second floor, there's doors on either side of you, stretching all the way down. Which door you want?
His, of course, at least for me. Can't speak for the rest of us.
And of course, that was which one?
Second door on the left, I think.
You're going to the second door on the left?
Is that his room? I can't remember
You
who.
tell me.
Remember?
Oop.
I'm
Who?
pretty sure it was second or third door on the left.
I just spent 12 hours dealing with people's ails and wounds. I cannot remember which door this man used.
I'm surely one of you remembers.
Bold of you to
I thought it was
assume.
third door on the left, but I think I'm getting myself confused now. I'm
Old
pretty
age
sure it was
As we can
Forget
presume
door
that
on
our
the left.
characters were able to pay greater attention than their players were.
Like
Yeah,
the
I was
way
gonna
you
say,
think.
old age
They are
forgetfulness is a
there and
thing.
in the environment.
It's what my character would do.
Oh, of
Would be
course.
remember.
Well, from Layla, I did hear a second or third door on the left. 50-50 shot, honestly. Layla, which door would you like?
This is so mean.
I'm going into the third door on the left.
Third door on the left.
Uh-huh.
Tap
I
it.
trust Layla's judgment more than my
Solid.
own.
Solid knock. There is no answer. And I will tell you, as players, it is the third door on the left.
Thanks, Hoop. Thank you.
But there is no answer.
I'm going to attempt to open the door. Just
It is clearly locked.
Well, I suppose we have reason to be concerned.
All right. Yeah. Shall I unstow it from the door jam?
That would be
I was
very
also
handy.
just gonna ask, actually, if you'd like that as
Alright.
well.
Do I still have... Has it been more than 10 minutes? Do I still have my might thing running?
It has been more than 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to get... Well, if nothing else, I have a pickaxe. So...
Me too.
But I'm gonna try my shoulder first before I resort to the here's Johnny method.
I was just thinking that. Hold on.
No, because you spent the points for Muscle of Iron. We'll say that you're at the edge of that 10 minutes. So this check will
Alright.
be eased by 1. It is a level 3 door, but it resists being broken down as if it were level 4, which means that you are looking for a 12 or higher. Because of Muscle or Iron, it lowers it by 1, so you're looking for a 9 or higher. You could spend 2 from your might pool to drop it down even further, and you'll only be looking for a 6 or higher. If you want to use the pickaxe, you'll drop it down to a 3 or higher.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that.
So you're spending
We're
2
just
points from your
gonna
might
be
pool.
No, I'm not gonna spend the 2 points from the might pool. I'm
So
gonna,
we're looking for a 6 or higher.
yeah. All right, here we go. I do have a mining skill, though, if that was something that I could apply here, since I'm using the pickaxe.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to roll a 3 or higher.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. All right, well, he just sort of he tests it for a second. It's like, well, best do it the old-fashioned way. There you go.
Slam. Plenty. With a
That'd be
10, absolutely no problem. Bust through. And on the other side, although the room is dark, you immediately are hit by the scent of rotting fruit and strangely fresh cut wood. You see a half-naked, emaciated figure just curled up in the center of the room, moaning in pain and shivering.
Hey there, friend. We had to get the lockpick out. You doing okay?
Nipper.
Don't.
That's a genuine question.
Not this time. No. I ain't falling for it this time. No, you leave me alone right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to pull anything on you.
No. No, we've been here before. You leave me alone. You get on out of here.
Been here before. I just met you, Mr. Bales. You don't even know who I am.
No. I ain't falling for it this time. Not again.
Why don't you take a second and explain to us exactly what happened? And I'd like to use fast talk for that one as well.
Okay.
I would like to compel a story from him.
Oh.
Fair enough. As
Just
you
Take
sit
a second,
down,
breathe, and tell me your story. What's going on, friend?
start telling him to breathe, just seem to calm down just a little bit. He doesn't look like he's eaten in days, or longer, maybe weeks. He just sit up, very pained look on his face, and then looks up at you. Damn, dude, you're really here, aren't you? You're real?
Well, I try to be. It's inconvenient to be the other part of that equation.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you can tell us your name, how you're doing, what kind of food you like from downstairs. They're serving dinner. I'm pretty sure it's the same old thing every time. But
Anything.
most importantly,
Anything
all
at
right,
all.
perfect. Anything. Well, I'm sure they have anything on the menu. But most importantly, what happened to put you in such a state, friend? I mean, I'm not aware most Luthians gone mad for their art.
Looks up at you like that kind of stupor, almost just like fading in just a snap. I walked for so long. I thought I was gonna die. I got lost in the thicket. Couldn't tell north from south, up from down, none of it. Those of you that have been here for a while or know the area would recognize that he is talking about Jimmy's Hell, the thicket laurel grove just outside of town. A place that no one can quite agree how wide that grove actually is. Some say it is miles wide, others say it's just acres. Others say that a place like that isn't something that you can measure in distance. I thought for sure I was dead. Walked until I couldn't walk anymore, and then I came upon this tree. I thought I was seeing things. I did, because it started talking to me. I thought surely I was finally paying for my sins, finally ready to meet my maker. But this tree, big around as a dozen men, I swear, it was real, and it told me how to get out. All it said I had to do was to just take some of her wood and use it in some instruments. Use it to fix them up and help spread her voice around this state.
Now, this is out of character, actually. Is he hallucinating out of lack of food?
Could be.
I mean, I am quite skilled at telling when someone's fibbing or, maybe even lie to themselves.
Yeah. But level 3 intelligence task.
Alright, can I bring that down? Because I'm trained in see-through deception.
Absolutely. So you need a 6 or higher.
And,
If someone does bring him food or water, I'll count that as an asset, and we'll bring it down to a 3 or higher.
Also,
I was gonna give him one of my rations.
Absolutely.
Wait,
I'm
Turk,
just-
what are you doing?
I was going to sense attitudes, trained in sensing lies, and whether a person is likely to or already does believe your lies. I suppose that'd be another possible thing. It kind of is with the trained see-through deception thing, but...
I mean, if you want to spend that, you don't have to roll.
Well, sense attitudes is an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I
it'll
just
bring
know.
you down to 0. You don't have to roll.
I just know things.
You just know.
You're just that good.
Which, that is one of the mechanics in the Cypher system. If it's ever brought down to difficulty 0, you don't have to roll it.
Wish that were me always.
No. He is telling you a truth. It's not the entire truth.
Sorry there, friend. You sure you're all set and right? There's nothing else you need to tell us about? I mean, you thought you were on your way to meet your maker. You hurt some folk here tonight. If you're gonna make yourself right, start with, some truth telling.
You're right. No, you're right. I'm sorry. It's... The tree, it didn't just give me its wood to fix up some instruments. I struck a deal with it. I know I shouldn't have, but I didn't know what else to do. The tree told me that she was a prisoner and she wanted to be free. She offered me one of her branches, said she'd show me the way out if only I would return and free her. Of course I said yes. What else was I gonna say? I didn't. I couldn't go back. I was too scared. Eventually I just told myself I was seeing things. I had just walked out all on my own, stick in hand. But then I started to feel it. I started to feel sick and weak. Too weak to even stand, and I've been here ever since. Please, you have to help me. I have family back in paradise. They are waiting for me. I can't die here.
He's lying down, right?
He's kind of been propped up, but he's in no position to even sit up under his own power.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna fall to my knees. I'm gonna cock my head. And I'm gonna begin to caress the side of his cheek with the back of my fingers. I'm gonna lean in and I say, do you still hear that voice? Do you still hear her?
No, I haven't heard it since I left the thicket.
Have you heard anything else?
What are you asking?
Is anyone else speaking to you?
I don't like the way you're posing that question. What are you talking about?
I'm asking you if anyone else is speaking to you.
Count me amongst the concerned now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tipper, this conversation doesn't involve you at this moment.
Oh, well,
No.
I'm quite concerned.
No, I don't hear anyone else, just you.
And as you've laid here, having your strength drained from you for days, you haven't heard anyone else speak to you?
No. It's
Have you
just
felt
been me.
anything else?
What are you getting at?
I'm just asking questions.
Maybe, Layla, he's a little too tired for questions. And I'm going to put my hand on Layla's shoulder, try and ease her away from it all.
I was just trying to help.
I know, but maybe at a later date, a later time, when he's more with it. He's tired.
So, you were supposed to bring some of the wood on back to the tree.
I took some of the wood as part of our bargain. I used it to repair Leanie's. Leanie, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I did.
Well, nothing good, but we have that now, don't we?
I think one of you took it.
Oh, the fiddle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
Right, good. You know, the jaw dislocator's got it. Well, we, what are you supposed to do with that bit of wood there?
Nothing. It was a means of me to escape the thicket, I guess. A means of getting back.
Alright, and you gotta go free a tree.
I know how this sounds, but yes.
Alright, well, suppose we can look into that for you.
I feel most of us have heard stranger.
Absolutely. I mean, no one goes into that thicket without a damn good reason.
So what was his?
He got lost. He didn't mean to go in there.
Wait,
Was it
What's that?
was it calling to him? Like, why?
He's just a traveling luthier. And
It's just
happened
a
upon
little
it.
guy. Just a little guy.
Right, well, suppose we go ahead and get ourselves all we needed from you. Why don't you, well, we'll go on down and tell Miss Gilman you need some looking after. Does that sound all right to you?
Yeah. Thank you.
You gonna pay her a little extra, right?
Of course.
With so much fear of evil in her.
Of course, whatever it takes.
All right, then I think we're all concluded here.
Before we go, I want to help Mr. Bales off the ground and get him into bed.
It weighs
And
practically
during all
nothing.
that, after hearing Tipper say all that, I would have gone to Ruth or Biddy, being like, "Can we get some food upstairs? Just like maybe a piece, like some fruit or something."
Why? Is the old scoundrel still up there? Just been hiding away this whole time?
Yes.
See what we can send up. I heard that there may have been some persuasive entrance into one of our doors. I'm gonna count that as payment for that last job you did for us.
That's understandable.
Let's send up some food.
Much appreciated.
How damaged is the door?
I mean, you kind of had to bust a hole through it to reach through
It
and
took a
unlock it.
pickaxe directly to it. I think
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
pretty.
Is
You-
my
you
hedge
shining it?
magic enough to repair it?
What does your hedge magic do?
I can mend a broken object.
Oh.
Doesn't really specify the strength of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that cost you 2 from your intelligence pool?
It costs me nothing because it's 1 intelligent point and I have an
Nothing,
edge,
'cause
so
you
I can
have
just
an
do
edge.
whatever I want.
You can just do it.
You just
Me
take
too,
a few
then.
moments,
And just do what
like,
I want.
grabbing the bits of wood, just setting them back where they belong in the door frame, holding your hands against it, and it mends itself back up. As Ruth comes,
Would we
walking
hear it
by.
mending at all, by the way? Would we be hearing it mend at all, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, anyone in the immediate vicinity would probably hear sound, kind of like wood
Yeah.
just straining against itself.
'Cause I was going to say, if I'm talking to Biddy and she's like, "We're going to take that as your your payment. It's like in the middle of that, we just hear the noise, and I just look at them like, I think my payment's still okay.
I don't want to know. I do not want to know.
I mean, me neither. I don't understand at all.
So, if our intent is to go and visit Jimmy's Hell, this is not a one-day trip. It's a little ways not only out of town, but once you get in it, it is a literal hell maze. You can certainly head off tonight. You'll be marching through the evening, or you can stay, rest, prepare, and head out in the morning. Yes.
How far is it?
Probably looking about half a day's travel just to get there.
I think you still have the floor.
Can we take a train?
There is no train that runs.
Literally,
to the thicket.
take your. I'm gonna need you to bring it. You're bring it down about 2 degrees there, Squirrely Dan.
Very funny to me. Thank you. That's it. I just wanted to do the bit. I cannot promise at all that I will not bring him up again, but
No, you will.
I know I will. Anyways.
For those of you that have a house in town, you're welcome to stay there. For those of you that don't, Ruth and Biddy would offer you a night and breakfast. Room for the night and breakfast in the morning.
Well, I've never say no to kindness like that, so that sounds lovely.
And I don't think Layla and I have had a place to call home in quite some time, so here we'll stay.
You just got to nip out to the tent city and grab my tent and come back.
Fair enough.
You put the tent in your room in the lodgings.
Yeah.
Just so it feels like home to you. I get it.
Feels like
I get
opening an umbrella inside.
it. Are you superstitious?
Just
Oh,
a
I'm
little
sorry.
stitches.
I just watched your friend smack 2 pieces of broken wood together and have it work. So
Yeah.
No,
Some
she's
of us
just
are more
calling on the
talented than
Beyond.
others. Yeah.
You call that talent, sure, and we can both pretend like we're stupid.
Only one of us here is stupid, and it sure ain't me.
Oh, it ain't me. I'd hate to talk about your friend like that right in front of her face.
Get a room, you two. You hear Ruth shout as walks on down the hall.
We just did. Oh, already forgot about it. Shame.
So, come morning, you'll be given breakfast. You could also stop by the general store, run by Giddy May, Leanie's mom. If there's any last minute things you wanted to pick up, in preparation to head out of town.
Yeah, just top off a thermos and some coffee and pack a few things into the travel pack.
Sure thing.
Do we do our recovery in between?
Yeah, you would do your recovery. No one has done any recoveries, so it would be 4d6 plus 8, which I don't think anyone needs to roll because no one should have taken that much damage. You're welcome.
It's amazing how little damage Hoop does when there's no villain points to be spent.
None of the damage that I deal is trackable.
That's rude.
Well, family, I suppose about this time, cast and crew here might be feeling a little anxious. Might be due to wet their whistles, stretch their legs, and brace themselves for what's coming. We're gonna take a break. And when we come back, family, we will be experiencing the other half of this adventure. With, maybe a few less souls than we have right now. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, family. We do hope that your rest was uneventful but refreshing. Because these 5 fine folks here in front of us are about to experience the reason when no one goes into Jimmy's hell. Or at least, no one comes back out. Family, why don't we continue this story? The following morning, 5 of you are up, able to pick up any supplies that you need, and press on. Leaving behind the safety of the town. Yes.
Is there a chance to hunt around in any places? I would probably hunt if there if there is like a if we have like a junkyard area or anything like that, to hunt around for a cipher or something of that nature.
Fact.
Cipher is a very dangerous and powerful thing to be just lying around. Not to say that doesn't happen to the best of us, but as we're walking along, who knows what you might find. If you want to keep an eye out, though, I'd be more than happy to give you a roll.
Yes, I'd be delighted to roll. Keep an eye out, if you so desire. I have, let me see, I believe I have some inabilities that'll make this more difficult. Let's see. I was gonna, dang it, where is it? Thought I wrote everything down. And then I lied to myself. It's not in this little sheet here, but no, just basically just going to hunt around. Here's a little weird story thing which you can or can choose to incorporate if you so desire, or it might not be here. I don't know. Just hunting around for places that have been marked where a useful stuff might have been left by some of my fellow hobos. You reading the hobo signs, and essentially, I also have a code book with me that might help me.
I'd call that an asset, yeah.
Have something that might assist him as well.
By all means.
If we combine our talents there with you using your little symbols and code book and my mystic sense, we might be able to find some items that might help us a little bit more.
Sure. We'll lower the difficulty by 2 steps. That'll bring it down to a 6 that you'd need. Unless you have any skill that you feel would apply here.
Let's see. Searching!
Searching would probably help in the searching of ciphers. So that'll bring you down to a difficulty of 1, which is just a 3 or higher.
And I leave this roll up to you. It was your idea. I'm just here to help.
Thank you. I like those odds. Now watch me roll a 1. Let's see what happens.
Why do you think I'm not rolling?
6.
6. That is good enough. Let's just throw a fancy little D100 there. And I got a 6 on the D100. Surely that bodes well.
Is that in fact fucking
Ominous.
Foundry?
That's ominous.
6 for the ciphers is beast shape. And of course it is level 3. Takes the form of blessed bones of some specific wild animal, such as a catamount, a bear, a raptor, or a red wolf, ground into a powder and placed in a tree hollow, 1 year and 1 day. Finding those very specific code words etched on the edge of this tree, you'd find this bone dust. You know it's special. You know that ingesting this powder transforms you into whatever animal this is, You gain that animal's type of movement, swimming for a fish, flying for a bird, and so on. And 2 assets on the tasks where you pretend to be that animal. You also gain assets on one of the skill appropriate to that animal form, such as jumping, stealth, climbing, perception, or swimming. So you have the dust of an animal. You eat it, you become an animal.
Like everything else in life.
Eat it for its power.
Exactly.
All right.
I have an inability in using magic. So would this be better off in someone else's hands?
That won't affect you. You can absolutely still use this. It's just you physically cannot cast magic. But consuming magic, nothing against it.
Yeah. So, unless anyone else desires a beast shape, I'll hold on to it for now.
You went all of your trouble to go and find it.
I'll hold on to it for now, and if it turns out one of the other folks needs it, you can have it, or I'll use it. Depends on what happens.
Well, those of you from this area, or have spent any time here or done any digging into the Laurel Hell, would know that there are 2 known ways to get in. One, the back of the Stedler farm, where a falling down barn has created a little bit of an entryway to the Laurel. Second is an old bear trail. It starts across from a fishing hole at Honey Creek. Choice is yours, family.
What was the second one, Hoop?
Old bear trail.
I say we take the trail. I'm rather fond of a more natural approach.
I can say I...
Natural
Go
approach
ahead.
might lead us to a more natural problem. Just put it out there. And what's the
So
name
where
of
would
this trail? What kind
you-
of trail is this again?
A bear trail.
Bear.
Oh,
Bear trail.
did you look at that? The voice in this guy told us it's a bear.
You are welcome.
You been talking to God, Tipper?
I always talk to God every Sunday. I haven't seen you there too often.
Can't say I'm much welcome in churches, but if the voice in the sky said it's a bear trail, then I trust it more than a barn who I don't know who it belonged to in the first place.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you who owns the bear trail,
The bears.
and I can tell you the bears ain't much for conversation.
So now you're
As you
talking
say
to
that,
the
I'm
voice.
checking ammunition.
So now you're talking to voices in the sky and bears. You should really talk to someone else that maybe might shrink your head.
I'm gonna ask you to connect whatever wires there may be loose still in that noggin of yours, and think about what I actually said and what it implied, and perhaps what you should say in return. Like, gee, Tipper, that's a good point. We can't talk our way out of an encounter with a bear. There's really no winning with a bear. Depending on what kind of bear, we might just die. I'm not one for dying, so maybe we should go through that barn. That would be
Going
a
through the
thing.
bear trail. If you want to follow your own
Again,
path, you're
checking
more than welcome
ammunition.
to.
Yeah,
I'm always down for a group vote.
I say we split the party. That's LC talking because I think it'd be Hoop said he's gonna kill us all, and I think it'd be kind of
You
funny.
will die much faster.
Says the voice in the sky. Thank
Yep.
you, voice.
Let's just put it to a vote then. All those in favor of going through a thus unknown, unclaimed barn, which likely has its own troubles and tribulations, to be fair, but might
Are
very
you going
well
to
be
get
of
to
the
the
human
vote
sort.
at any point
Secondly,
soon?
other option, I'm going to let the vote be going on right now. Those in favor of the barn, say aye. Aye.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
But we're holding
Okay.
on, apparently.
Okay, so I think it'd be really funny if I used push on someone's arm, so when they try to put it up, it shot down. So then we win the vote.
I don't know if anyone's voting against you.
They just said the barn. It's
You're
an
so-
eye.
You're a bully and you're a witch and you're a bad
Also,
person.
no one put your hand up.
Who is voting for the bard? 1, 2.
I actually look at Layla and Ophelia, and when they raise their hands, that's when I raise mine.
Okay, so can I just put Burrow's hand down and say, "Oh, look, you're on your own"? But he has to succeed in a might roll, I think. I don't know. I thought it'd be a little cute.
Beat him in a might roll. You thought it'd be cute to just throw someone's arm around like a little doll.
I did.
You wonder why they burn witches.
Burrows, as you go to lift your arm, you would feel that supernatural force. We don't have to roll for it.
Yeah. It appears that something from beyond wishes me to side with those following the bear.
Maybe it's the bear himself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Personally,
Personally,
I prefer riding the rails, but alas, it does not go there. But probably ain't none under the barn either. I damn more comfortable underground.
All right.
Well, I suppose if we're going to force the vote through undemocratic means.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tipper.
You're just angry you couldn't smooth talk your way out of this one.
Oh, I'm not trying to influence any of y'all. Far too ordinary for me to try to smooth anything over with y'all. Revolution on porcupines.
Ahead of you, right across from that fishing hole, is a path. It looks like at one point someone or something had carved its way through, but the thicket has started to take its territory back. The trail is still open, but the thicket does reach out. Thousands of tiny grasping little branches, all reaching towards that trail. Who's in the lead?
If nobody else took the lead, I'll go ahead.
Perfect.
I would be right next to Layla. I don't go anywhere without her. And she doesn't go anywhere without me.
There's a little twisting and turning. The path forks a few times. It's not exactly easy to stay quite on the one main path that you're trying to stay on, deep into the heart of this thicket. I'd like you to make a skill check for me.
Okay.
This is difficulty level 4, so your target number is 12. Unless you have skills, assets, or would like to spend some effort.
What is it pertaining to?
Finding and keeping the proper path down this trail.
Okay. I was the wrong person to take the lead.
I think you were the perfect person.
I do have I do have inabilities in this now, suddenly realizing that. Is this intellect?
What skill would you like to use?
Intellect.
So that's a stat.
Oh jeez. I guess I'm
you do have an inability in navigation.
And an inability in tracking. I guess it'll be navigation.
So this will bump it up to level 5, which is a difficulty 15.
Okay.
If we're being dragged along against our will down a trail we don't want to go down, could we perhaps make our own separate rolls?
If you'd like to assist, you could, or risk getting split up, you could certainly do that.
Yeah, I think I would like to. I don't have a skill for it, but I do have a compass.
That counts as an asset.
And I also don't have an inability, so that's useful in it. Also have see-through deception, which probably not in this case. But
Tipper, that does mean that your difficulty is a 9. Layla, your difficulty is a 15.
What should I hit on this in particular? Or should I just roll a d20?
Yeah,
Since I
just
don't
roll
really
d20.
have Okay. $14.
That is a success for Tipper. As you are walking along, looking down at that compass,
I'm in the back.
you start realizing that the only footsteps that you're hearing are yours. You're on the path. This is the bear trail. But the others, following Layla, seem to have gotten a little diverted.
Just like I wanted.
Layla, I'm going to click on your token and click Propose Intrusion. You should see a little pop-up there in chat that says the GM is proposing an intrusion on Layla Blake. You have no XP, so I need you to hit accept.
Okay.
That answered my question. Can we just say no?
If you had an XP, you could.
Can I have an XP hoop?
No, you cannot. Well, unless, of course, Layla wants to give you one.
I gave her one.
So you should both have an XP, as the intrusion has been accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Layla.
As you're walking along, leading the others behind you, you notice that you're starting to come across a flower patch. These laurel flowers are beautiful. You start picking up the scent of almond and cherry. Air is filled with it. I need everybody except for Tipper. Let's make a might defense roll.
Hey now. That's my best stat.
Oh, I'm sure. This is difficulty level 4, so it's a 12 or higher. Ophelia succeeding. Everyone else failing miserably. You see Layla ahead of you, confidently leading on, and then you see her start to cough, start to double over. You hear more coughing behind you from Joel and Burrows as their lungs catch fire. They start dropping to their knees, can't help but cough, can't help but try to get this poison out of their lungs. Until they can move out of range of this cloud, they are suffocating.
What is... Okay, oh, great, it's me and you guys. Okay. It's a cloud. Like, it's not something I could dispel with herbalism. Or could I give the craft an herb, like a herbal remedy for each of them to share?
You certainly could
stop them from...
Pull out your herbalism tools, flip open your book, look for the proper antidote, make sure you got the ingredients, start grinding them up, start mixing up their antidote, and by then they'd have died 5 or 6 times over.
Okay. Consider.
Mm-hmm.
Can I wet I have extra clothing in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Can I wet it with my canteen and give it to them to put over their mouths like you would in a fire to get them out of the cloud?
Absolutely.
Can they still move? I would like to do that then.
Who are you tending to first?
Layla.
Layla, there is a rag over your mouth. And there is no getting better until Layla is away from this cloud. You will physically have to drag her away. Which means that for the others, Burrow and Joel, I need you to make another might save of 12 or higher. You can, of course, spend some effort if you would like to lower this. 3 efforts will get you down to a 9 or higher, unless you have an edge.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend effort on this one.
Do you have a might
me too,
edge?
and I have an edge.
I do.
So it just costs you 2
Yeah, likewise.
might pool points each. And then I need you to roll your might defense at a 9 or higher. That is a 3.
Boundary is
And
against us now.
8. Both of you failing. Both of you will take 4 points of damage to your might pool.
Oh, shit.
As you drag Layla away, she's still coughing, but starting to be able to catch her breath. Looking over at Burroughs and Joel, you can see that they are violently choking. They're starting to lose the color in their face. They're just clawing at the air, clawing at their necks, whatever, at the ground, whatever they can reach. Who are you moving to save?
Is this cloud an object?
The cloud is not. The flowers are.
Okay. Yeah, so my push wouldn't do anything to. Okay. Yeah.
Who you
Yeah, am I
saving?
able to hold my breath and run and try to grab?
You are, at the moment, regaining your breath, lying on the ground, still trying to cough out the last of this poison.
Okay.
Which of you, somebody roll a d6 even or odd. It ain't me. I can't be doing this.
Joel is even. It's even.
Okay, Joel, you're next. Come on.
Just grab onto Joel, throw that wet cloth over his face, and start pulling. Joel, you can breathe. Burroughs. You've seen the others being drugged to safety. You know that Ophia's coming back for you, but you just have to hold on just a little longer. Need another might defense. Again, you can spend 2 points from your pool to try to make it one better, but I think your pool is probably looking a little rough.
Yeah, it's looking a tad slim there, so I'm just gonna roll it.
Okay. You need a 12 or higher.
Buddy,
Nope.
buddy.
It was the right call.
Let's go.
That is 4 more points of damage to your might pool. And
How do
finally,
you die in this game? How do you die in this game?
all 3 of your
You have to-
pools hit 0.
Okay, fine.
You finally reach Burroughs, drag him out, and they're lying there at your feet, coughing up the last bits of this poison as those beautiful flowers still just stare at you.
I think we should get as far away from these flowers as we can physically be. You trying to say something, Burroughs? I think one more time.
Today I learned the value of a clean windpipe.
As opposed to a dirty one? I'd
Yeah,
say so.
that's worse
Looking-
than the mines.
Looking at Jeremiah, you okay?
I'll be fine. Thank you. I look at Ophelia. Thank you kindly.
Don't mention it. Given what I've just seen now, Hoop,
Mhm.
while they're trying to recuperate,
Mhm.
do I have time to craft some herbalism remedies just here in a moment of peace and quiet to let my friends regain some kind of ability to breathe?
Guild Superior, thank you so much for the raid. We heckin' love you so much. We're playing some Old Gods of Appalachia. Let me give you a quick shout out there, family. Here we go. Go follow friends over there at Guild Superior. Bunch of good folks on over there. Yes, if you all would like to take your first recovery, you can spend 1 action, which just is a few seconds. It should be in the combat tab. You just click the one that says 1 action, and there should be a little die symbol there for you to roll. Yeah, on the right hand side, there's a little die. 7 points back for Joel. 8 points back for Joel. 8 points back for Burrow. Because your lovely friend Ophelia's there to help you recover with just some natural herbal remedies.
Can I make some
I have a
for the
question.
road?
I mean, You could, but it's only really good against this one specific plant. Anything else, and you'd have wasted your time.
Can't just make a generalized
for you.
tonic.
No, of course not. Tonics are very specific.
It's a panacea. Why can't you just make a panacea?
Yeah, just a cure all.
What?
A panacea that cured all diseases.
Yeah.
Oh, cocaine.
I will tell you that
Okay,
as you
elaborate.
were
Penicillin.
taking a few moments to help your friends recover, which Layla, you could
Wait.
also roll some recovery if you'd like.
Did I take any damage?
You did not.
You didn't. Never mind that.
Let
You do see
Joel
more
speak.
patches of
Yeah,
these
I got a
flowers.
question
up
actually.
ahead. Yes.
For Layla, what's your intellect at, out of curiosity? Because you said intellect's your main stat, correct?
Yeah.
I have a cipher that's like does not make sense for me to have, so I feel like I would probably give it to you, which is the blessed strings one, because it's all about like you can recover intellect, and I would see to make it more in story, considering how much you keep checking up on me, it'd be like, thank you kindly, and just I don't think this would work for me, but I feel like this might be more up your alley if you're up for it, and I just hold them in my hand and offer them to you.
I will grasp both sides of your hand with both my hands, and I will look you straight in the eye, and I will say, Jeremiah Newton, you are a blessing. Thank you so much.
You have some catgut from a 3-horned ram.
Ooh.
It is blessed strings in the not artifacts, the ciphers.
We still use that to do sutures.
Yeah. But yes, there are more patches of these flowers ahead. Now that you are aware of them, though, you certainly could just, even with just a long stick, just like whack them down, give the cloud a moment to disperse, and then continue on.
Wait, are you still with us, Tipper?
No.
I was
Looking
about to
around,
say.
yeah.
Tipper just yeeted?
I was about to say as well.
Tipper's gone.
So long, Tipper.
It seems our journey has gone real quiet. I suppose we lost the loud one.
Yeah, we lost the mouthpiece.
I think with a moment of catching your breath, surveying the scene, you'd realize that you are no longer on the bear trail. You're on a little like natural path that branched off. From at one point, you got your direction mixed up. You could certainly backtrack your way if you'd like,
No, thank you.
or you can press on.
I'm going to like mentally say in my head, you've steered me the right way once before. Any of y'all know the route here?
The
Give
shadow,
me a second, I can try to figure it out.
the shadow over the
I'm
flowers.
saying this in
Oh,
my
yeah, in your
head. I'm not
your
saying it out
head,
loud.
Sorry.
The shadow that's like over those flowers would darken. The path ahead of you would just darken. Like the sun just started to eclipse. This is not the right way to go.
I'll kind of whisper in my head mentally. Can you help me get back?
No, nothing. No response.
We should find our way back to where we were. Out loud.
What are you doing about the patches of flowers? They are everywhere.
Whack 'em.
Fair enough.
Is it whack 'em?
Whack 'em.
Whack 'em.
Just whack 'em.
We'll let you all know that the GM intrusion range has increased up to a 1 or a 2.
I don't know what that means, who.
That means if you roll a natural 1 or a natural 2, I get a free intrusion.
Well, first of all, that's not fair to me.
To tell you.
Hey, you're not alone tonight on that, trust me.
I know,
But-
and I'm so glad to walk with friends.
The 4 of you could backtrack easily enough, especially now that you know what to look out for. Tipper.
Hey.
Continuing on this path, by the time you look up, see that there is no one around you. you'd see that you have reached a landmark. There's a rock slide here. Looks like this river used to be quite a bit more vicious than it is these days. Though this does look like an awfully nice place to set up camp or just catch your breath for a minute.
I suppose I could just sit here a moment and just think on things, consult the compass, and try to create a mental map of what I've been told about this place. I mean, I am not a native. I come here down from Richmond, 'cause I had to get out of there because I wasn't a rich man. But, yeah, just take a sec to sit and ponder.
I'm gonna give you some intuition. You aren't the first one to set up camp here. Which means that whoever may have been here before may have left something.
I was gonna sit down on a rock and realize it's just a bit too worn in its seat to naturally form that way. Just look around, realize he's sitting in a kind of little camp here. Ain't that convenient for your tea. And I'll check out this campsite. Just see what's left over. See who's been here, who passed through here, who might be here in the future.
I have a difficulty, a level 1 challenge for you. Need a 3 or higher, unless you have a skill to drop this down to a 0.
In regards to what?
Just searching.
Just searching,
having
just
a gander.
looking around, having a gander. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any.
Well, let's see
Just
that
my
D20.
intellect and my, eyes solving riddles and puzzles. But that doesn't seem about right. So, just a D20
roll,
for you?
roll 3 or higher. Don't roll 1 or 2.
Well, you said it. So,
You're fine.
6.
We say we roll that 1 D100.
Shall I?
Go for it.
All right. 34.
34. That would be a death's candle. Distal's place, thank you so much for the raid. We love you so much. We're playing some old gods of Appalachia. Let me give you a quick shout out there, family.
Yes, thank you very much for the raid. But what do you mean by death candle?
Well, what do you think it means?
A small, black, hand-rolled candle that is half burnt and filled with herbs. It is level 10. Oof. You light this candle when you're saying a prayer of protection. The candle burns for a number of rounds equal to the cipher's level, burns for 10 rounds. During that time, you are protected from death or being moved down the damage track at all. While the candle burns, if you would normally die, you do not, and instead reject all damage. For example, if you have 5 points in your last pool and a foe inflicts 5 points of damage, which would normally reduce all of your pools to 0, you take no damage. However, if a foe inflicts 4 points of damage, which is not enough to kill you, you would take the 4 points of damage.
Well, that seems awfully handy. And for nothing else, it's light. And so I think I'll hold on to that for now.
Alright. You got a death's candle.
Hey, it's a candle. I have
Smells
an
nice.
inability to sense magic, to detect magic, or understand
Just a
magic,
nice
rather.
candle.
So I'm just going to, not hell of a nice candle. Stick that in here. Use that for later.
Lights it immediately.
No. You don't light a candle immediately. You got to appreciate it. When you want to set a mood, you light a candle.
Fair enough.
I still got my flashlight for light and got the sun in the moment, so.
Then I think,
Well,
as you
think
are
on
sitting
that.
there,
Yeah.
doing a little searching, catching your breath a little, you would hear 4 sets of footsteps come marching up that bare path right towards you.
Hey, the rest of y'all.
Before you say a word, Mr. Tipper, I do not want to hear it.
Oh, you caught up. That's
And you're gonna
hey,
keep talking. Great.
I thought I'd lost y'all. It's good. It's good. I'm glad y'all caught up. I was worried we got separated and y'all would have caught on and I wouldn't hear the end of it. But I'm glad to hear you went this way. Yeah, a bit of a rock slide here. Not sure. We can press forward, right?
Certainly can, but that bear trail is done for. You're pushing through the thicket now.
Well, best I see it, we just gotta cut in this way and I consult my compass. Figure we made our way pretty far. No, where are we heading? South? Heading the sky?
South-ish.
Yeah, we're heading like south-ish, so, we need to get to the center of things, you think?
Yeah, you do.
Probably want to head, point, west ways or east ways. Which way was the river on?
Yeah, you're headed more west now.
Okay. West ways then.
Are you sure about that, Mr. Tipper? You're kind of losing that confidence in your voice a little bit.
Ooh. I was just clarifying with it. Well,
The voice in the sky, I understand.
the west ways there, assuming you don't want us to cross the river, in which case you might want to find yourself a change of clothes. You don't want to get those nice little duds all soaked, I assume.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Well, point being, through the thicket we go then. I'll clamp the compass shut and put it in my pocket. Would you like to lead again, or
I think I'll take a bit of a rest. You can
You know
go
what?
on ahead.
I think you've earned it.
All right. No need to roll to keep your wits about you to try to stick to any path, because there is no path to stick to. It is purely instinct now. And as you're walking, that laurel starts to cut into your clothes. It's like those tendrils are creeping closer and closer.
Can I use hedge magic to kind of make the branches float out of our way a little bit as I pass through?
I just love hedge magic's actually being used on hedges now. Finally, it's actually
Right?
being used what it's called.
I love
We've
that.
come full
That's
We
amazing.
did
circle.
it, boys!
You absolutely can. It'll kind
Everybody go home.
of pull them just enough for you to slip through, kind of constantly just using again and again, which thankfully for you, it costs you nothing. But the rest of you aren't quite so lucky.
Well,
I am.
I do say my pardons and excuse me's to the plans.
I can do the same thing, so I'm fine.
The rest
What's
of
the
you,
idea of them parting in front of them and then just snapping back on anyone who's walking
Oh,
by?
I was gonna say that's what
Oh.
happens to me.
Yeah.
I
Trying to keep it lifted, but I definitely don't lift until like Tipper has like through them.
given the even though I am constantly bantering with Tipper, I do have a PC connection with Turk where I just like really need this dude to like me. And so I am trying to counteract. He was snapping and trying to hold it. So it's like two powers fighting with each other, trying not to slap Tipper in the face, but I don't think I'm
There's usually a lot of people trying not to slap Tipper in the face, so this works perfectly.
honestly, it's par for the course for him. But yeah, it's I just desperately need everyone to like me all the time, just like Elsie in real life.
I've read so
Okay.
many books like this.
Tipper only has friends and fools, so it's all fine.
well,
Okay, I will let
Tipper.
one snap and hit Tipper in the face for Holly, because Holly asked nicely.
Oh, I'll see you do it for Holly.
I'm
Yeah, I do it for
sorry.
Holly.
What have I ever done for that lovely woman? That was so terrible.
Apparently nothing.
Tipper,
Apparently nothing.
I do need you to roll
Well, I
some
think
sort
we
of
did that.
perceptive check here.
What kind of perception are we talking about?
You have whatever skill you think you got that would help you take in some scenery around you that might be a little less than visually immediate.
Well, I can sense attitudes in people,
There's a
you know?
big attitude right there behind you.
I'm suspecting I'm encloistered by a lot of attitudes. Frankly, it feels like I'm the meat in an attitude bread sandwich, but
Hot.
I've gotten out of tougher spots before. Uh,
Sorry.
No skills?
I don't have anything directly related to perception or seeing things other than seeing through perception. I am all about talking and understanding folk or
Okay.
other situations.
Then I need you to roll a d20 and hit a 15 or higher, unless you want to spend some effort on an intelligence roll.
I'd spend one effort on an intelligence roll.
Do you have 2 edge?
I have one edge.
So it would cost you 2 from your pool.
It cost me 2 from my pool.
Yep.
Okay.
It would cost you 3, but you have 1 edge, and that cuts it down to 2.
All right. Well, I'll make an intelligence roll for you then. How's that sound?
All right. That's only be a difficulty of 12. And that's a 17.
How's a 17?
As
What do I
you're
learn?
marching along, feeling a snap of a branch, the back of your head, you stop. There's a silhouette of a figure just through the thicket that's staring you down. An enormous creature which is staring at what little you can see would give you the idea that it's some kind of wild boar or something. And it is angry.
Now, I don't mean to stop the group on account of nothing, but there is something in the brush there, and it's none too pleased with us. I'm thinking it's the Tusky type fella. You know.
It does not
What?
fit a surprise attack against you, but I do need everyone to roll initiative,
Ah!
which is a speed roll. I know one of you has trained in initiative. You can also spend effort if you'd like. Those are some low rolls.
Pete, what are you talking
Wait,
about?
And I even get a GM intrusion. I do thank you kindly.
I haven't gotten any GM intrusions.
Yeah, because I got that too. You're welcome.
I think it's funny if I roll a 3. So I'm going to keep it.
That GM intrusion, as you are sitting there staring this thing down, the sun starts to set. It's not a slow set. It is a rapid set. It starts to get dark. Pitch black dark. And this thing charges out of the brush. So, the way that this works is that you are all trying to beat the initiative of this old boar, which is a level 4 enemy, so it is a difficulty of 12. Which,
Wait.
Yes?
No. Nothing.
Burrows.
It's okay.
Not only did you roll high enough, but you were also trained. So for you, this was only a difficulty of 9. You get to go first, then this creature, and then the rest of you get to decide how you want to divvy out the rest of your turns afterwards. So Burrows.
Time for me to utter that time-honored phrase, I'm going to do something stupid. Burroughs is only part-time, every now and then a miner. For the rest of the time, he's a courier. And that is because he is fleet of foot. So he's going to try to use that to his advantage, try to help his friends, and hope that they can do something about this boar. in a moment when if he manages to do what he manages to do. He's going to take off his hat real quick. He's going to jump forward. And he's just going to be like, oh, hey, come on! And he's going to try to get the boar's attention. Maybe even throw something like a stick or anything he can find to try to get the boar to focus on him. And he's going to run down the trail.
Okay.
Try to draw this thing off.
Yeah.
Or at least get it to focus on him. He's going to try to outrun it.
I call this an intelligence roll. Do you have any skills that you feel would help in intimidating or distracting a creature?
Oh. See, I have running, but that's not going to help yet, I guess. Intimidating or distracting the creature. There is perhaps a chance that I might be able to gauge its mood by listening to it.
Oh, it's pissed.
So perhaps listening, but that's the only one that I can think I can even possibly finagle, if that even works.
So it is just an intelligence roll with a difficulty of 15.
Well,
you could spend 3 from your intelligence pool to make it only 12.
I'm gonna do that because that's all I can try to do here. All right. Is it possible to? He says, putting his hat on the wrong way. Is it possible to do something like throw a stick or a rock or something to use as an asset for this to try to help distract it?
If you're taking the time to like pick up a stick, aim, and throw it, you're probably not gonna have a lot of time to turn and run.
I do have an ability though that lets me that will let me start running at least because I've got because I have fleet of foot, I can spend speed to move a short distance as part of another action. Although, is that something that we can do? I don't know if I can spend from more than one pool for this.
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Okay, so I can move a short distance as part of another action,
Yes.
and then I can move a long distance as my entire action for a turn, which is not happening this time.
So, yeah.
If I apply for a level of effort, I can move a long distance and make an attack. Well,
Yep. We'll say that you have an asset of just picking up a stick, flailing, and then throwing it. So that makes it a difficulty of 9.
all right, excellent. So let me delete my points here. From this, let's see. So 1, 2. How much speed do you want me to spend?
None, because it costs you 1,
Okay.
and you have an edge of 1, so it just cancels out.
Fair. Alrighty, so I will spend 3 intellect. And I shall attempt to roll my my
9 or
stick
higher. I
distraction.
believe in you. Certainly, you can't also roll a 1 or a 2.
I certainly can. Let's see what that is. Nope, it was not a 1 or a 2. It was a 3.
You flail. You might have got this thing's attention, but then you turn and run. You can only hope that it's chasing you. That does bring us down to this creature, and Tipper, you were at the very tip of this spear. Get it?
I do.
So we're gonna try to gore you to death.
Oh, that's unnecessary, but thank you.
This is a might defense. Difficulty of 15. You could spend some effort if you want to drop that down to a 12. You got any skills or abilities?
Well, I reckon I wish I did have skills or abilities, but actually, could I use a skill called Deception to pump fake this thing and break all of its ankles and have all the NFL boards going, oh!
NH what?
And none of your business.
Sorry, finish that sentence. I think you're playing the wrong game.
I think it sounds like we're just, unless you want to spend some effort, we're at 15.
15? No, for Deception? My skill?
So that would be a skill check. This is a might defense.
All right. Well, I could use a.
Sorry,
no,
I said skills
I'm-
earlier. I didn't mean it. You would need
Oh.
an ability or something else to.
Well, now you're lying to me, and
I
I
did.
know when people are
Straight
lying to me.
lied to
That's
you.
my whole thing. All right. Well, in that case, I will make a might roll. I guess. Can I do that? Or
It is might defense. Yeah,
it is a might defense.
you
so
can spend 3 from your
here
might.
goes.
That didn't matter.
Oh, it
Nope.
was 16 for a hot second.
I am going to click on your token here and impose a GM intrusion. You can accept this to gain an XP, or you can accept it
Or I
because
can
you have no
accept
XP.
Okay.
And it'll
Well,
ask you
as
who you
long-
want to give the other XP to.
Well, I'll wait patiently for that to occur for me.
There should be a little box down there that says accept on the bottom right.
Oh, yeah. I think this is gonna go. Joel's had a rough run of it.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Of course, Joel.
So Tipper, as this thing lunges out of the laurels, starts to chase you good pal there, but breaks off, and one of those tusks just tries to jam up into you. Do you have any armor?
None other than a disarming smile and good fortitude to drink just a little enough bit to get folks to be honest with me.
Then you are going to take 8 points of damage to your might pool.
Cool. That brings me down to one mind. Ow.
Tipper is lifted up into the air and then dropped back down as this thing just starts to crash. Now it's the
40
rest
to
of you.
50 feral hogs.
We can absolutely go in just layout order if that makes it easiest.
Yeah.
So Layla, you'd be up first.
I'm gonna use push and try to push it away from Tipper. What?
Aren't I first in the layout order? I recall introducing
Three.
myself.
Oh, you are. For some reason I thought you'd already gone. No.
You just took like 8
Order is what I did.
Tipper gets back up.
Tipper, you are up. More or
Thank
less.
you so much. Now, I'd like to use my action to do the one thing I'm good for in combat and giving friendly advice.
Yeah.
Because I know how my friends are successful and how they do best, I must say, Joe! Shoot that damn thing! And, you're gonna be trained in the action.
So you'll be
whatever
trained with your
action
next
you-
shot, which means that it
Yeah.
will ease the
Oh, I can take,
difficulty
like, right
by
now?
1. Yeah, I mean, it only makes sense. You shout it over. Joel, makes sense for you to pull out that rifle, aim it, take a shot.
Well, actually, I was gonna ask. You said it's dark now, right?
It is. Thank you for reminding me.
So, I have a flashlight,
Mhm.
and I use that in tandem with my handgun, my medium handgun.
With your medium one, you should have a heavy and a light. I don't think there's a medium, because even the light handgun.
Oh,
is
I
a
had it
medium
down
weapon.
as medium, I believe. Let me double check.
The light handgun is a medium
Oh,
weapon.
you're all right. Light. So I'll do is I'm gonna have the flashlight in one hand,
Absolutely.
a light handgun in the other, and just use that to assist me as best as possible in this.
Because if you didn't, it would be automatically 3 degrees of success harder because it is dark now.
Yep, I figured. I was like, I'm not messing with that. Not giving that.
So the
And
darkness is
I
negated.
will
And
also
we're trained.
yeah, and I will also spend 2 might just to make sure on this, if that's possible.
This would be a speed roll. We're taking a shot.
Oh, then I will spend 2 speed if that's also okay.
Absolutely.
Because I have an edge of 1.
So it would be a 15, but because you got trained, it drops it to a 12, and because you're spending effort, it drops it to a 9. You know what? Flashlight asset will drop it to a 6. which is a great thing I said.
Oh my god, thank you, because I literally just got a 6.
That was a 6.
Oh my god.
That is 6 points of damage. That one armor this thing has is negated as you just straight through the head. This thing drops.
In the moment I say my aim is true, my hand is straight. My shot is straight.
Yeah.
And I look at Tipper and I just like, I don't have a hat, but I give you a very subtle nod for like good words of encouragement.
Tipper, you might be bleeding to death at the moment.
I give him a thumbs up, and I make sure my flashlight's illuminating that thumbs up in the darkness, because I want to show my friend I care about him. There you go.
You have not yet
we
spent
should go.
your first recovery, so you could take 6 seconds to recover 1d6 plus 2 of your might pool.
If you're certain.
If
All
you
right.
like. You don't have to.
All right, well, everyone else got a recovery roll. I'll get 4 of that back. I wouldn't say no to that.
Absolutely. Of course, Ophelia, if you are willing to offer some healing herbs to assist in that recovery.
I am. I help.
Perfect. So you have 4 points you can distribute to as many of your 3 pools as you'd like, however you'd like. Probably putting them all into might.
Is that my gift?
Yes, that is. It would have been only. It would have been 3, but you made it 4. As the sun sets, that boar still warm to the touch, bleeding out on the ground. You'd see this odd illumination. Something pushing its way through that laurel, but not disturbing it in any fashion. This faint, bluish, whitish figure. A young man that seems to just be able to step through all this dangerous brush, body almost entirely translucent, walks up to that boar, kneels down, says a few very, very whispered words, doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Shine my flashlight on him.
Wherever that
We-
light hits, he disappears.
We best be on our way. Best leave them ghosts alone.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Fair enough. And we are pushing on. It should still be daylight out, but it is dark as midnight. Further and further we go, until finally, pushing away that last little bit of brambles, you all see a tree. It's an enormous, towering figure. Looks like it's been here for centuries. The odd thing is, Layla, you see this beautiful ash tree. Tipper, this towering red oak. Ophelia, this yellow poplar. Burroughs and Joel see a mixture. It's an impossible tree. It could not exist. And yet, there it stands.
Now that is one weird tree.
Oh, it's just a gorgeous old tree is what it is.
For once, I can agree. It's quite beautiful.
Even as you're talking, it shifts. Oak to poplar. Poplar to a hybrid.
I think we found the.
Scratch that.
Yeah, I think we found the heart of what we're looking for. Time serves me. I recall this is a talking tree, so if I might. Hello, tree!
Are you sure that's it? All right.
When this
There he
tree
goes.
speaks, it feels like a million little insects crawling around on the inside of your mind. But to your ears, it is the sound of your great-grandmother's great-grandmother's great-grandmother. Tired, the weight of the world weighing her down to nothing. There is no fear in this voice. There is no intimidation. There is nothing but care and love as it worms its way into your minds. Children, I am happy to see you, all of you. Please, why have you come?
Well, there's some business in town we think you might have been involved in regarding a fiddle and some wood you gave to a repairman of sorts. He came out here a few days ago.
Yes. Liar. Cheat. Promised to return to free me, but did not.
Well, he might be a coward, but the thing is, you're whatever you did to him, I'm certain, or whatever the wood you gave him did. Rather, it hurt a lot of other people. Hey, Joe, come and show your hand. It's all wrinkly. You shouldn't be all wrinkly, you see. You're a smooth-skinned person, Joe.
I just want to be free. Free me, and all goes back to the way it should be.
Well, you're quite a bit bigger than most crews who would move trees would agree to. What do you mean by free you?
I am here only to imprison. I was not always this. It was once so small, diminutive. I strolled through this thicket. I was free, but I was stuck. Something grabbed me, something turned me into this. And I grew, and they shoved a vile beast in my heart. And I am stuck. I am its prison.
And I suppose by freeing you, you want us to alleviate you of this position. Turn back to you. Can we do that? Does that make sense somehow from this?
It makes sense to me.
Oh, that's
I
good.
just... Do you know who it was that ensnared you?
No. I do nothing. But cursed place, please.
And a beast resides within.
Yes. At that, Ophelia. You would feel amongst that buzzing in your mind something start to press. Something squeezing every inch of your mind, trying to force it into just a tiny little space. And something else calls out to you. You King, this prison. Kill it. Kill it now. I need you to make an intelligence defense roll, please.
That's just like my standard, like, intellect.
It is a difficulty of 15. You could spend 3 points of your pool to enact some effort.
2 points.
2 points
'Cause I
because you
have-
have your edge.
Oh, Ophelia's making this one?
Yeah.
Jesus, Layla was the one with the voices in her head.
This is a different
Me too.
voice. So an
Me
angry,
too.
angry voice.
Me too. Okay. Yeah, I'll spend 2 intellect points to bring it down.
Okay, so it's only a 12.
So, okay, only a 12. Please. There we go. Yeah,
It is
are you?
11. You can spend an
I
XP to re-roll it.
Yeah. I just like who created Foundry and how can I write them a strongly worded letter? Because this always fucking happens to me every game. It's always by 1.
You
Yep.
immediately take 5 points of damage to your intelligence pool
Sure.
and are impaired on all intelligence rolls as that voice forces your mind into this feeling of serenity, of the most jubilant, most joyful emotions you've ever felt. You can do nothing but start to weep. You know this thing is right. You know it doesn't belong here. And it needs to be free. This tree needs to die. What'd you like
So-
to do? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so what you're saying, Tree, is we need to free you, but we don't quite have the ideas how to do that. What would you need from us? As I assume Ophelia's doing whatever dark dealings Ophelia needs to do.
For the moment, I feel you are stunned. You are standing there, overwhelmed by this emotion. But after a few moments, you will be free to do whatever you need to do to free this creature. In the meanwhile,
Do
Tipper, you
Cry.
hear this tree call out to you all. You may not be able to. There are those that can. There are those out there willing and able to help me, to free me. Please. Promise that you will find someone to help me.
You're in pain.
Do not know pain. I know nothing. I have no feelings. Just am.
Do I
Well,
see-
go for it. No, you. I've been talking way too much.
Do I see Laura kind of lose it for a moment?
Yes,
I'm just standing
absolutely.
there crying.
Okay.
Just doing what I do
um,
best.
I'm gonna rush over to her, wrap my arms around her, cup her face with my cup her face with my hand, and just start like whispering, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Lark would not answer that question particularly, but she would just like through the tears, through the sobs, keep muttering, like repeating over and again, we have to free it, we have to free it, we have to destroy the tree. It's the only way to free it. We have to destroy the tree. It's the only way to free it. They have to be free. They have to be released to destroy the tree.
I'm gonna start wiping her tears with my thumb. I'll look back at the tree. I won't say anything right away.
So, yeah, I mean, it
I'm
sounds
not
to me-
being conspicuous. I'm inconspicuous about this at all. This is a very conspicuous sobbing hysteria I am having.
Now, despite what others are saying, I think it's very important we get you the help you need. Now, frankly, I mean, I motion the rest of the group, but this is someone who's been suffering under unfair conditions for some time, dealing with something dark, as you said, right? So you're holding the evil creature, if I recall your speech correctly.
Yes. Please.
Right. So, we should go get help, and I'm willing to help you. It seems like the right thing to do. You know, you find a tree and hurt, you know?
Joel, that buzzing in your mind is replaced by the feeling of just what makes you being pressed down inside yourself as something forces its way into your mind. Listen, kill it now. It needs to die. You need to kill it. Need an intelligence defense roll, please.
Exactly what it looked like if we were to help you, though. That's my question to fill the scene.
A difficulty of 15 means that is a failure. Joel starts
I'm not going to reroll because I don't
weeping.
trust Foundry.
Uncontrollably weeping. And you look at Ophelia and you know that both of you know what needs to be done. I'm gonna throw it just into some initiative.
The last time this happened to me, I got almost the entire party killed and sacrificed Dido. So,
Amazing.
And the worst
Here we
part
go
is
again.
I'm the one with all the armaments, and I'm probably starting to reach for my gun.
Ayo.
And not the light one, the heavier weapons.
I was speed roll, right?
Yeah, speed roll. Tipper, that is a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
And a GM intrusion from me. Free.
Let's go.
Love to see it. Okay, so fun facts. This sentient tree is level 7, so it is a speed difficulty roll of 21 to go before it does in combat, which you can't roll. You can't beat.
It's a tree.
It's a sentient tree.
I want you to take 5 seconds to realize the whole conversation we just had with it and feel how silly that is. That you said
Like
it's
the-
just a tree.
But like the
Oh, I
tree
didn't
can't
know.
move. How is it fast?
We were in a fucking thicket of moving bramble.
We're about to find out.
It's a fucking whomping willow up in here.
Also,
Okay.
Oop, I forgot to roll my initiative for that, so sorry. Give me a
No,
second.
go for it.
Don't worry. That means you get to go first.
Well, can you,
Oh, okay.
can you roll
Never mind.
21 on a d20?
No. Unless I tried to lower that, which ain't gonna happen. So never mind.
Well, you should roll because you can still go ahead of your...
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
ask. That's why I was like, I didn't roll and I forgot about that. Sorry.
Not with a 2. You are not.
Foundry
The two of you that are currently being mind controlled both gave me GM intrusions, which I thank you for
Wow.
greatly.
I see where the villain points got taken away because of this.
This is why the villain points got taken away, yes.
Yeah.
So for one of those,
Understandable.
I am going to bump up the GM intrusion range up to a 1, 2, or a 3. And the other one, we are just going to try to curse some people.
I'm already cursed. You can't curse me more.
I'm already 20 years
It's a
older. I
Fucking
feel like that's a
challenge
curse
if I
unto
heard one,
itself.
Danny.
No.
Yeah,
Can't double curse somebody.
Just add on
What is
more
it?
age. It's fine.
I'm a bad
What is
bitch. You can't kill me.
What is it that Kian says? You can't kill me in any way that matters.
Oh, that's a copy pasta from somewhere else.
We are
Look,
going
I like it when
to,
Kian says it best.
Take one of these branches, reel back, and just come sweeping down. Tipper, Layla, it looks like this branch is coming straight for your heads, but it kind of lifts at the last moment, going over top of you, and bears down on Joel and Ophelia. Let's see here. Yeah, that'll work. So, I need the two of you to make a level 7 might defense roll, which means you need to roll a 21 on a d20. So you will probably want to spend some effort to lower it down.
Yeah.
Who roll?
The two of you, the two that have been afflicted.
And I lower it. How much can I lower it by
You
spending?
can spend
my-
one effort.
Just out of curiosity.
So you can spend.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna spend one.
So it brings it down to an 18.
What? How much is that? How much is a? How many might points do I need to subtract for one effort?
3.
Sure.
Brings it down 18.
Gonna do
Unless
it.
you have any sort of abilities that would help you out.
Nope.
No.
No. Joel, that is a fail.
No for me.
Oh, that was not my 11? Oh, I thought I rolled.
Nope, that was me.
Whatever, it's a 15. It doesn't matter.
It does not. Unfortunately, both of you are going to get hit by this branch, which inflicts 7 points of damage to both of you and knocks you prone.
My might is 0.
So you will go into your not combat. Where is it? Oh yeah, it
Wait,
is in combat.
Can I have 6 seconds? I haven't used my recovery yet.
And in your turn, you can. This was just a
Okay.
GM intrusion.
Oh, great.
So in the combat
rolled a
tab,
2.
if you go down, you'll see the drop down that says Hail.
Yeah,
You want to click that and drop it down to Impaired,
love it.
and drop your might down to 0. Is there any spillover to take off of speed?
No, it was a even 7.
Yeah, I have 6 might.
Beautiful. Well, in addition to attacking, it can curse you both by embedding a sliver of wood as it slams into you. The curse takes many forms, but is unique to each victim. For example, if someone loves to dance, it would make you start dancing non-stop until you died. Or if you're afraid of spiders, it would make you see spiders everywhere you look. Well, just real quick, Ophelia, as this curse afflicts you, what would it look like?
I don't know, Hoop. I don't know.
What do you fear most?
I don't. Death, I guess. It's a cliche answer, but I think she just enjoys living too much. There's too much to see, too much to do, too much to know.
You'd see the others around you. For a moment, they're concerned. They're reaching out to help you. Layla is coming to help you, and then stops. Stands up, smiles, and would just... They all turn and just start leaving you. Abandoning you here. Joel, what do you fear?
Loneliness.
This might be too broad, so I'm obviously open to making it more
Absolutely.
something bearable. The unknown, because I just don't understand magic, and that freaks me out that it is real right now. So the fact
Yes.
that this is happening, it's just too much for the mind to bear right now.
That branch hits you and wraps around and starts pulling you back up inside it as your vision is just narrowing as you are being pulled into the trunk of this tree, or as you see that you are. In reality, the two of you are lying on the ground, and I need both of you, no matter where you are at on your tracker, to go down one more track on the damage track. So if you were impaired, you are now debilitated. If you were hale, you are now impaired.
Me too?
So you are now debilitated. You can do nothing but lie there and maybe crawl a foot or two to try to get to safety.
Just like me in real life, for real, for real.
Sorry, are we okay?
I mean, that branch intentionally missed you.
Oh,
Nothing has
cool.
happened to the rest of you.
Love that for me. Blessings abound.
Well, we're now at the official top of initiative, Tipper. You had a major effect, which it's up to you what you would like that to be.
I'm sorry. So if I get this right, I was talking to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'd asked it the best way to help it.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my friends are crying in the background. I turn around just in time to see them get womp and willowed
Absolutely.
and hit into the green monster. So as it is, which hell of a line drive, but still, not a fan of my friends being croqueted.
It was clearly sweeping down. Could have hit you all. Intentionally avoided you, Layla, and Burrow. Only hit them.
Okay. So my major effect I'd like to do, if possible, is to call out using kind of an amp up of my fast talk.
Sure.
Why does everyone just take 5 seconds to stop and clear their fucking heads? How's that sound before we go off hurting people or starting anything stupid like weeping inside a beautiful tree? I understand it. I find, well, frankly, some actions by human and floral a bit rude. And I'd like to try to impact everyone with my fast talk to have them all just fucking take a breather here.
No.
Yeah,
Unfortunately for you, that's my gift.
I don't think that is an unreasonable request at all for your two allies. They are probably as stunned as anyone else.
Yeah.
Ophelia is on the ground, borderline unconscious. Joel is trying to get back up to his feet, trying to reach for that rifle. Would the two of you like to roll off? This would be a PC versus PC roll.
Do we roll?
I'd love for them to just get a second chance to maybe make their intelligence saves against whatever
That was my initial response, but it still would be a difficulty of 21.
Okay.
What?
Well, in that case, I'll influence them with my voice.
Okay. So your voice, an intelligence roll from you versus an intelligence save from you, Joel. And Tipper, if you have any skills, you could throw that on there. But you didn't need it with a 17.
Persuasion, I suppose, in addition to public speaking and using magic and my general use of fast talk as an ability, which with my edge cuts that down. And
so, funnily enough, Joel, you either would have had to roll a 21 against the tree or a 21 against Tipper. Fortunately for you, the 21 failing that 21 against Tipper means that curse, you are snapped out of it. And you have gun in hand, getting ready to point at this tree when you realize that you aren't being swallowed. You're fine. You're bruised, but otherwise fine.
What the what?
Oh wait, I need to roll.
What do you need to roll?
Which, I don't know. I thought, no, that's just Joel. It's not me. All
That's
right,
Joel,
never mind.
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm having a great time on the ground. It's fine. Come join me down here, guys.
On your turn, you can use your one action recovery, and it will bring you back to only impaired.
Okay. Will I get any might back if I do that?
Yeah,
Just
you'll
out of
get
curiosity.
1d6 plus 2.
That's what. Okay.
Well, Tipper, Joel seems to have been knocked out of it. Anything else in your turn?
I just turn back to the tree. Whatever we can do to help you, we will. But I don't know what's going on with my friends. Because as far as I'm concerned, they were fine when I got here, and now they're acting all kinds of strange such that you would try and swipe at them.
Cindering has infected their minds. Don't let them kill me, please.
I'm not going to let anyone kill you. And I pull out a gun from my waistcoat. I'd say, anyone gets close, I promise to use it. Just between you and me, I'd rather not. Why don't we all go ahead and, like I said, friend there seems to have calmed down a bit. Other one doesn't seem to be able to do much, so I think we're all good now, yeah?
for the moment, I'm going to take us out of initiative.
If
Ophelia.
Ophelia's still on the ground, by the way, I would take, I have a travel bag. I'd probably just put the bag underneath their head to kind of elevate it. And just look at Layla like, I don't know what else to do, but if you...
You can spend that action to recover 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah.
And move back up to impaired. As the rest of you are just kind of standing there staring. So you can add 7 points back to any of your pills if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna go to might.
I'm gonna go to Tipper and mutter under my breath. We're burning that fucking tree down. You got a match?
We're not burning the tree down.
Burning the fucking tree down. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? You're already talking me to death.
I look at the gun like, what'd the tree do to you?
Well, look at what it did to Lark.
What'd that tree do?
Talking about something in it. Something's evil in that tree.
That tree just took a swipe at my friend.
That tree's a jail cell. You want to burn a jail cell? See what's in there? You heard what it said.
You saw what it did.
It was defending itself. As far as I'm aware,
they weren't doing anything.
They apparently were.
Lark is on the ground.
Then go see to her. Go take care of them, and I'll take care of this. Why don't you realize we're a bit out of our depth here, and just let me get us out of this one, huh? Let me do what I do, when you do what you do, and we'll do it up down there.
I'm gonna compose myself and rush over to Lark's side.
Ophelia, when you regain that consciousness, that bliss that you'd felt is gone. Joel, same for you. That bliss is gone. That joy that was so beautiful that you could do nothing but weep has been ripped from you. And you miss it. It was the most beautiful feeling you've ever had. And that voice comes back into both of your minds. Free me, and I will make it permanent. You feel nothing but love and joy forever. Free me.
What you said, Burroughs? You got 2 sentences string together a coherent thought here?
And so Burroughs has just sort of been looking back and forth between everything that's been going on, and just sort of is looking at the tree, and just like, we brung your fiddle back. Is that supposed to help you out? They said something about that was supposed to help you out. Part of you got made into a fiddle. Is that, and that hurt people? That did that to him?
It was a gift. It was a bond, a promise that I would keep my end of the deal if only he did, but he did not. He lied.
And he was supposed to find somebody to take the beast out of you and put it in something else?
I don't care what happens to it. I just want free.
Well, the only freedom we can immediately offer you is probably the freedom of release. If you want to, if you want eternal release right now. I mean, we probably could burn this down,
you mentioned other folks could help before we go on burning anything.
Well, yeah, well that's what I'm saying, is that's all we can do.
So we can go off and go find someone who knows how to handle this, can't we?
It's kind of a tall order, ain't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. God didn't stack you tall enough?
Well, dang it. That's a fair point.
Damn right it is.
I am
We're all capable, and you're damn tall.
All right. So he says, turning to the tree, if we promise to try and find somebody to fix this, can we will this stop? And he says, sort of gesturing to just sort of vaguely gesturing at
Joel.
the two of our companions who have been stricken.
My curse has been lifted from them. What afflicts them now comes from within my heart. The beast claws at their minds. It wants free.
So we just got to get a beast catcher. You don't know where we might find one of them. We just or anything like that. You can't give us a clue or nothing before we go off and find it.
I have never left this grove.
We need to go find one. Now, I need to ask. We're doing use quite so, as I recall. You were able to give a gift before. You could maybe shelter their minds so we could get on out of here without them trying to, pull a Paul Bunyan on you.
If you pull them out of this creature's influence, it will fade. Their minds will return.
You hear that?
I will not forget this. If you return, I promise, you will have what you seek, all of you. I will give you safe passage from this place. Find a tome, a journal, a Bible, whatever book you hold deep within your heart. Write your wish upon it and bury it. Free me and I will see it comes true.
That seems downright reasonable.
Betray me and you will suffer like none have ever suffered.
Also seems reasonable.
Real quick, just for Joel and Ophelia.
Mm.
This thing continues to worm its way into your minds. You're no longer under any compulsion, other than any of your own self-imposed compulsion to return to that feeling of bliss. So I would ask the two of you, is there any part of you still willing to listen for that eternal feeling of happiness?
I do want to point out at this moment that I'm crouched over Ophelia. I have one hand underneath her head. I have one hand cupping her cheek. My thumb just wiping away any residual tears, and my forehead is pressed against hers.
Then no, that was answering my next question. Thank you, Danny, for being in my head.
Staring up at Layla. You hurt like a sumbitch. But this thing's got nothing on that bond you have with Layla. Joel?
Oh no, Joel, stop that. Look, Nate, don't do that. Nate, stop.
Jeremiah, no!
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
I don't really think Joel would know, and this is going to be so sad to say out loud. I don't really think Joel really does feel happiness to begin with.
No.
So as much as that feeling is so tempting, my thing of just being kind of terrified of magic, it's like, no, resist the voice in your head. That's just a dark, dark path to walk down.
Fair enough. It screams and screams in your minds, a deafening screech. But you quickly realize that's all it's got. A lot of blustering. Nothing behind it. Thank you. I do. Please. Free me. And the thicket behind you would start to move and pull itself apart. The sun starts to come back out. It's late evening, so there's not much of it. But the sun is there. What would you all like to do?
I would like to I would like to consult Layla because, as far as Burroughs is concerned, this is the person who knows about magic that he's most familiar with. And so, he's just going to quietly step over. And he doesn't need to raise his voice because he knows Layla can hear him no matter what he's doing. Because that's a connection. He's like, listen, Miss Layla, you know more of this magic folk than anybody I know. Is it possible finding something like this to do what they're asking?
I feel like I would have. I don't understand a lot of magic. I just kind of more practice it, but I would feel I would know enough to know that there's something out there that would dispel it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, even as that sunlight is hitting you, Joel, you look at your hands and they're returning to their normal self. That ache and pain that you've had fades.
What a thing.
We can stop this, Burroughs. There are ways. I can
Alright,
seek
then.
them out.
Well, I've never been one to shirk off work. Reckon we should do it.
I'm pulling up Lark to her feet, wrapping her arm around my shoulder to support her.
You would definitely need that help, I would assume. Even with the recovery, she's pretty beat down. Might is not her strong suit.
Yeah.
Which is why I was going to say I will actually assist helping carry Ophelia. Because that might is my strong suit. So I figure I see that. I'm like, yep. Let's go. I got you. Just sling that arm around. I got you.
Tipper.
Jeremiah, you're looking so much better.
It's me. Hello.
Yeah, that's so weird, isn't it?
It's the Hellhound and Tipton all over again.
Yeah. Magic is a strange thing.
Tipper, would you roll your an intelligence roll with your law proficiency?
Sure.
And if you want to...
Can I
spend some
assist? Because I
effort-
have law as a skill.
Ooh. I also
I
have
don't
love
know
the
so
skill.
much about the fucking law.
You can both roll, actually.
Like illegal here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll with you.
Got myself a 20 for my troubles, but you know.
Another
Yeah,
Oh, no,
never
in that
played
case,
legal
never mind. I'm not going to roll if you got a 20. That's good enough. I'm back off.
You know a guy. There's some fellas out there that not only would be interested in something like this, but they could put you into contact with a certain someone that could not only remove this thing, but could maybe put it to some good use, and you'd be paid a hefty sum in return.
Yeah, folks, have you ever been away of Paradise Falls, or? I think I know somebody, or at least somebody knows somebody. It'd be quite the introductory process, but well, yeah, it could make something work.
Of course, you'd have to take the train line.
Well, what's a train ride between friends? I'm sure nothing bad happens on a train.
Oh, I can
Nothing
get you on the
ever
train, no
happens-
problem.
You'd be riding
Do you-
with us, not in the luggage.
Facts.
No, that'd be me in the luggage.
Nobody's riding in the luggage.
I mean, that's how I got to town last time.
Safest compartment to jump into, usually. That or they got in the empty
Had a nice
box
pile
cars.
of
You can find them, it'll work.
Yeah, open up
All
some of
y'all
the
need to
luggage, find
worry
some clothes,
about-
get some sleep.
Just write down whatever you wish down in the earth on whatever piece of paper you hold most dear, and just get that done. How about we start there?
I think we
Fair
all
enough.
want to reconsider making any deals here.
But Layla knew deep down in her mind, at least the shadows told her, that the deal had already been made, family. It was only up to them now to name their side of the bargain. That's the thing about speaking to entities of which you know not. Now, each of you have the opportunity to find a book, something that means something down deep in your soul. Write down your deepest, darkest wish in it and bury it down where it will never see the light of day again. Do any of you pass up this opportunity? Great. Now that's between you and the earth beneath your feet, what you wrote on that book. Tipper. You could certainly procure some train tickets along the railroad, go down to paradise, find yourself a certain man to talk to, someone that can remove this little problem of yours. 2 birds didn't even need a stone.
I'll pass up on burying my wish just yet. That sounds like leverage I might need in some negotiations.
Fair enough. Then family, I think as the sun sets on another day, the people of this town of Stonega returning to themselves. All of that aging reversed. All of the curses lifted. The town breathing a sigh of relief once more, family. As we see our 5 heroes, now truly heroes, in their own eyes, venture on for another day. And I thank you, family, for hanging out with us, for giving us your time and attention on this beautiful night. I thank you to my lovely cast and crew as they put up with the torments and torture that I bestowed upon them every step of the way. And I thank you, viewers, for stopping by. Thank you to Distal's Place for coming from wherever darkness you were inhabiting to bring your people to us. Table of Horrors. I hope these horrors tonight weren't too much for you. Guild Superior. Well, I do hope you are superior enough to withstand the call that beckons from the edge of the night. Eldritch Osiris Games. The Eldritch have no power here, so I hope you truly are doing alright. Now, I do want to go around one more time, family, and let these beautiful folks tell you who they are and what corner of the dark abyss you can find them should you wish to see their faces one last time. We'll go the same order we did for intros.
Alright, hey family, I am Turk or Turk Extended. If there is a curse upon your every single waking breath like mine, and I cannot escape darkness, but in the meantime, if you're also looking to make that escape with me, you can of course find me around all over the place. Most recently, of course, you can find me this Thursday. I will be here. I'll be in Delta Green, an Impossible Landscapes game that's going on there. It's been fantastic so far, if you haven't gotten a chance to catch that yet. I'm so happy we got to play Old Gods together today. Of course, big shout out to the fact that we do have a series that's going to be going out on YouTube. Not us, sadly. Or, anyway. But that will be a really fun time. Additionally, over on Neon Lights, I am the GM of Oathsworn, which is Greek mythology and high fantasy. Blend that together. They have 58 days now to stop the Titans before the Oath of Peace ends. My count's correct. Otherwise, some might shout at me in Twitch chat. But oats are warm there, as is the joke. So many other things. I will be a player at the start of November in Bio Shadow Peace, which is a 40k Wrath and Glory game. Of course, every Thursday, until I say otherwise, I'll be in Impossible Landscapes. And, well, then I'll be here for Recall Week. For your first 3 days. You cannot escape me. So, someone made a clerical error there, but actually, I quite enjoyed that clerical error. So I will be in. No, it's perfect. Actually, I'm so used to it. It literally don't even begin to apologize. I will be in Paradox Perfect, Lancer, and I'll be running Necro Nautilus. So if you're familiar with any of those games and you like any of the characters I've played, be sure to check in. And well, I'm so glad y'all took to join us. It's been so fun. I hope all the players at this table know I think they're all fantastic and great and super talented. And if you don't give them your love and support, I'll curse you, which wouldn't be fun. But so don't make me do that. Anyway, be good people or else. All that. Kisses. Bye-bye.
Over to
Danielle.
Daniela.
Hi, I'm Daniela, Daenela, everywhere on the internet. You can find me back here on November 13th for part 6 of Lancer Duskgrave. Part 6? I think it's part 6.
It's 6.
Part 6 of Lancer Duskgrave, November 13th. Come check it out. Do I have anything else going on? I wrote a little game for the Lost Caravan Spooky Game Jam. You can find it on itch.io at The Haunting of Duncan Hill. It's a little ghost story game. It's free if you want to download it. And that's all I have going on. So,
Okay. Over to the individual that pestered me for so long, family, to listen to this little story of ours. Here
And
we
run it.
are.
It's
Elsie.
been how many months now? It's me, yeah. I am Elsie. It's been 5
1
weeks
week.
since you looked at me.
Since you looked at me.
Oh, I thought it was 5. I wish it was 5. Don't perceive me. Anyways, I'm very tired. I've got 3 hours of sleep under my belt and 600 milligrams caffeine, so I'm not going to do a nifty little thing like Turk, but I'm going to do my best. It was about 8 months ago that I joined the Lost Caravan to play Old Gods of Appalachia from the Old Gods of Appalachia server and pestered Hoop for 8 months exactly till he agreed to run this game.
Sure.
Where can you find me? Well, I will be on Singularity Roleplay, playing Finch in King's Gambit, our spy outgun themed game where if you like chaos and you think I'm chaotic normally, this is just like unhinged LC and just doing whatever the fuck I want because I don't care about repercussions with this character. Then on the 29th, I will be on High Shelf Collective. Woo! For the finale of Slasher Flick where Hoop is promised to kill me or I become the final girl. Who knows? I got a boyfriend in the first table, so one of us can only make it out alive as per Slasher rules, and it's probably not gonna be me because who pays me? And then I am on Speakeasy Conspiracy if you like Eldritch little... Sorry. I choked. You like... That's actually the noise I feel about that campaign because I have made a lot of choices and they are not good ones. So if you want to see me finally be reunited with the ex-fiance, dead, not dead fiance, who is my character trying to get back with, that I won't shut up about. That's the one to do it. And then nothing until if you enjoy Danny having voices in her head. It's my turn to have voices in my head in the Duskgrave episode 6, as Danny already said. Yeah, we've all made a deal with the devil, aka Hoop, to get 1 repair point back. Because we weren't going to make it out of there anyways. And then Gay Camp on the 14th. I really lightened up my schedule, I guess. Oh, fuck, Recall Week! Recall Week! I skipped over an entire week. Turk already said it. We're doing the whole Recall Week thing. It'll be for charity. It's going to be great. We've got a bunch of great prizes. Come on out. I'm working on actually getting like physical prizes set up to send to people. So that'll be nifty. On the 7th, I'm only in 1 game because I have to do real life stuff, and that is Lancer. So if you want to catch Min before I die, you can watch me die in Recall Week. What's that? So, yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Good, Jim.
Oh, this was a ride. This was great. This was so much fun. I enjoy the genre quite a lot, and so just sort of getting a chance to dip in and play a ridiculous hobo was like a dream of mine. So I thank you all so much. Thank you all also for being so kind and welcoming. It means a lot, honestly. These people are all awesome. Please follow the things that they do because it is a wonder. As for me, I'm Jim Ryan. I am a writer, streamer, and podcaster. I am Other Doc on Twitch and Blue Sky and the site formerly known as Twitter and most of the other places. Anywhere I'm not Other Doc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where I have various audio thingies going on, mostly, and links to various other projects. I have a few games that I'm working on that I've got free versions available on itch.io, again under Other Doc, if anyone wants to check those out. Long-term projects. And hopefully I've got a couple of things, one or two things I'm trying to release also by the end of this year, but we'll see. But as for my streaming, you can find me at Twitch on OtherDoc, OTHERDOC, and right now it's mostly just video games, but very soon, within the next month or two, I'm going to be starting running games again, running tabletop RPGs again, and on that channel, and I'm going to try to kick things off with a gothic sci-fi story that I'm using the rules for Alas for the Awful Sea for. So basically a kind of a sad space story, if you will. And so hopefully once we get all the stuff together on that, I'm really looking forward to that. So those are all the things I've got currently going on. And I once again thank you all for letting me be here and be weird. I appreciate it.
Always. And then over to Nate, being our stoic gunslinger for the evening.
I was not expecting to take that thing out in one shot, by the way. Earlier, I was kind of amazed that happened. Hi, everyone. My name's
8
Nate.
damage a pop and killed it.
Yeah, I know. I also took skills where I'm just like, just crank the number up. It's great. Hi, my name is Nate. I'm a photographer, designer, and a bunch of stuff. I'm just a creative nerd. I'm primarily a GM, so it's always fun to be able to just be a player. So thank you so much for letting me play this. It was a lot of fun. If you want to find me on socials, I'm primarily just on Instagram at the moment at IndieNate, INDIE Nate. You can go to my website if you want to see photos, natebushman.com. Outside of that, the main things that I have going on, one of them is not streaming. We're going to have it up on YouTube at some point. I'm in a Vampire the Masquerade game that is called Bright Nights. It's time zones the game because I'm in Los Angeles, we have a player in Texas, and we have 3 people who are in Australia. It is wild to record this game. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll be online soon. Outside of that, though, the main thing I'm doing is this Saturday on the 28th over on High Shelf Collective will be our 3rd session for my game that I'm running of Die RPG called A Realm Reborn. It is so much fun. It is maybe my favorite thing I've GM'd. It is, if you've never heard of it, it's based off a comic by the same name. It's just a giant meta commentary on tabletop, and it's ostensibly, the way I'm running it is, it's Goth Jumanji meets Final Fantasy XIV. There are literal chocobos. It amuses me every time I bring up there's a chocobo, and they all just immediately break out into happiness. It just makes my day. If you're able to join us on Saturday, it's at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing how messed up it can get, because it's time to drop a lot of bad things on them. If they're watching, I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Well, family, we have reached the end of our story. But it's just one of many. These heroes may never see the light of day again, but know that their journey does go on. Whether we're here to perceive it or not. They'll live, they'll laugh, and they'll die, as we all do. With that, I want to say thank you one last time. Everyone that came out to support us. We love you all so very much, family, and we could not do this without you. But from the bottom of my heart and everyone here at the Lost Caravan, we want to say thank you. Now, our friends over at Althaven are playing some Perdition, which just so happens to be another Monty Cook game. Another cipher system, and we're gonna go show them some love. All the love you got left in your hearts, family, after combating the darkness. As always, be good people, do good things, or else. See you next time.